Perfect. And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. My name is Makini 90, artist, streamer, and illustrator. And we welcome you back to Makini Live Season 8. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. Hope you guys are having a great send-off to your week or our weekend / start of your next week. So we got a lot of topics to cover today. We got a lot of art to do today, and it might get a little heavy today as well. Some news just came out recently, and but we're still gonna have we're still planning to have it, bring you guys up with a lot of smiles, a lot of great moments, and just have a great Sunday. That's what we're here for, and that's what we plan to deliver. So before we get started, before we say hi to everybody in the chat, let's first welcome my co-host, Bruce Lombardo. That's Mamabear. How are you guys doing?
Hey, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I know it's a little. Mads is, we got some news recently that kind of put everything on a more somber tone, which we will start off with the show. However, we're gonna bring you guys right back up soon. So, but it is a heavy moment, definitely something that it'd be remiss if we weren't saying it. So, but thank y'all so much. But first up, how are you guys doing? How's y'all week been, at least prior to these news?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yesterday actually went really good for me.
Okay.
Between my live stream, my Remembering Batman live stream going really well, and the picture it blew up on Instagram.
Nice.
That is so great to hear, man. Seriously. You're right on high. You see, you're back in the swing of things. You're back making content, and you're growing now.
I know.
See, I told you being around me paid off. I told you.
Love is modesty, don't you guys?
Yeah, exactly. I gotta take credit. I gotta take some credit for it. Come on.
No, I know. The art pimp about working hard.
Exactly. Bros, how you been, man? How's it been?
Wasn't expecting to read about Jason today.
Yeah. We're gonna get into it.
It just it's not hitting me super hard, but it's just
Yeah.
Like I wasn't into I wasn't into his acting career. I got into his career
martial
when he
arts.
became a professional, pugilist.
Exactly.
Well, when Power Rangers came out, you were probably into your 20s at that point. So
Mighty Morphin was 17, 18.
Mm-hmm.
I was at least 5 or 6.
The 92, 93 was when I remember.
I was a wee lad. I was like 3 or 4 when Mighty Morphin came out. So we'll get into that, guys. We will all get into it. So just hang on tight.
Yeah.
I forgot. I gotta send it to one more. I gotta send this stream out to one more place. I completely forgot. Where is it? Where's my channel members live? Okay. Hang on a second. All right. Before we get started, and we're gonna say hi to everybody in the chat. Before we get started, ready for me to show you guys what I'm gonna be working on today?
Absolutely.
Sadly, because of the news, it's not what I'm working on today. Isn't going to be of that topic because it happened. I basically found out kind of as I was planning this together. So my apologies, but I am working on channel. But if you are channel members here, thank you to everybody who voted in this month's poll drawing, and I thought today I'm doing it right here live in front of you guys. So this is the monthly poll drawing that I'm doing for the channel members this month. Thank you to everybody who voted. We are close to finishing the pencils. Once I'm done with the pencils, I'm going to scan this and then get started on the inks. And then hopefully, if we finish in time, I'm looking to go at least until 2. If we can finish at like 1 or so, if I can get the inks done at like 1 o'clock or so, we'll start with the colors.
Nice.
So, all right, guys. But I hope you guys like this. Thank you guys to all my channel members. You guys are freaking amazing. And before we get started, we'll say hi to everybody in the chat, and we'll kind of get the heavy stuff out, just because I know this is growing news, and it is very. I know it's very heavy for a lot of people. A lot of people on Twitter sending their thoughts, condolences. I know how much it really hurts a lot of people who are very close with him. One person, especially one person in particular, because I know a lot of people probably have a lot of memories, even being able to see him at cons and such. So, but let's go ahead and say hi, everybody in the chat, before we get started, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. If you guys can, please share the stream out. We really appreciate it. If you guys are brand new here, hit that subscribe button. We're working our way to 2K. We're trying to get this channel growing again, and I want to be back to making consistent content for you guys. And I thank every one of y'all for your support. And if you guys love the content you're seeing and you guys want to support me further, you can become a channel member for as low as $1 a month. You get art, you get exclusive art you're not going to see anywhere else.
Dad, man, he's always talking about avocado times. Okay, he's on the West Coast.
Oh God, he's here. Hi, Dad, man. I'm kidding. That's it. Good to see you, my friend.
If you continue to have poor morale, I'm just going to send you an economy package of candy corn from Sam's. Okay,
don't you dare.
You better get that attitude straight.
Don't you? You know what? Don't you even dare. If you even think about that.
Fired. Oh, right. You're unfired. I need you. Come here.
I don't want the economy package, okay? Valzette, good to see you here. I did hear your account got locked out, so hopefully, Elon can unlock you or something. So I know you have to funnel all your tweets through Bruce. I got the Discord message, so thank you. Yes, I know. I'm late. Sorry, I was late. Sorry, I was absolutely late. Okay, Stream Element Spot. Thank you guys. Thank you, Stream Element Spot. Thank you for here. I think I need to make a character out of that Stream Element Spot, just like some kind of AI.
You could always play with the image of Aya for our Stream Element Spot.
There you go. It's like a cute AI girl or something like that, or like a Nikkei. I don't know. Johnny, good to see you, my friend.
Are you not familiar with the Green Lantern cartoon animated series?
Who?
You.
Okay, not the entire scope. Sorry.
In this series, they had an AI that was the ship's onboard computer that became an actual character, an actual female character called Aya, Aya. Look her up. You are going to love her.
Oh my God, I have an idea for a storyline for next season. We turn our Stream Elements bot into an actual character. That'd be something. I know, right? I just got an idea. There you go. Thank you, Ken Jackman. Greetings and salutation from Vallejo. May the pumpkin be with you always. Mama Mads, Mads, good to see you. Thank you for saying hi to everybody in the chat. Palmies Minion, good to see you, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well. Let me know where you are right now in America. I'd like to hear from your stops and such like that. Bowsette says, hey, Johnny Ohm, good to see you. Yes, we're going to get into it, my friend. We are definitely going to get into it. Punk Trece, good to see you, my friend, as well. Everybody's talking about it. Stunning. Good to see you, my friend. We will get into it. Dad Man, hail to you, Candy Corn. Shut up. You start bringing out. Thank you. Johnny Ohm, who's been bringing his stuff in here. Thank you, Johnny. We will get into it, guys. I'm just saying hi to everybody in the chat. Of course, we got a 99-cent super sticker from our boy Punk Trece. Trece, thank you for the super sticker. And to all my channel members who are in the chat, I hope you guys get to enjoy what we're working on. This is the monthly poll drawing, so I hope you stay tuned for it. And for my chat for my chat, and for Trece, thank you for always for the super sticker. This one is just for you. Thank you, Trece, for the super sticker as always. We really appreciate that. And let's see. And of course, we got the absolute lovely Sherry, who's here sending all the memes out. Sherry, thank you so much for being here. And of course, I got to play this one just for you, if I can find it.
What? Oh my God!
Love you, honey. There you go. Sorry, I love your profile, please. Yeah, just a second. Anyway, don't encourage him. Don't encourage him, Bowsette. Stop it. And of course, hold on. Hail, Grumpy on this Kentaro, our CSF Nation ambassador, one of our main mods. Grumpy, thank you so much for being here. I know you're working here all the time. You getting working and lurking. You're always helping this track out, always helping our stream out, always helping so many people out. Thank you for being so important to this community and such. And this one is, we always got to play it just for you guys.
Oh, you slay me, tiger. You are the fly in my soup. You are the eyelash in my eye. You are so busy blowing out bad vibes in every direction that we are all choking on your secondhand smoke.
All snapping in unison. Thank y'all so much. Okay, let's see who else we got here. Okay, he said account is unlocked now. I answered the question. Okay. Going into that, you can have the SC Brova say hi back to the chat. Oh, okay, that could work. I could do that. I could replay one of them, but I could drop my channel. I could draw my channel. Ooh, there we go. Stream Element Spot. Thank you. Make sure you hit that subscribe for archives. Also ring the bell for notifications. I need to update Stream Element Spot. May turn if I could change. If I could change the name of my Stream Element Spot, I would totally do it. Something like that.
I may look into doing that with my Stream Element Spot.
Lurk away, look away. See it again. Okay. All right. So, you guys ready? You guys ready to talk about this?
Yeah.
Well, I promise, guys, we won't go too long on this one because I know that it's a heavy topic, and the last thing I want to do is just bring the rest of this channel down for the rest of the stream. I don't want to bring this channel down or bring the stream down for the remainder. But we did get some very sad news early this morning. A beloved actor. Honestly, probably the actor who defied a lot of everybody's childhood watching the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Jason David Frank, also known as Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger, has passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a lot of. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
He was probably. Yeah, it's probably easy to safely say the most recognized Ranger. I think he over the point of his career, he was probably like just about every color possible, minus pink.
Except for pink.
If there's a picture of him in the Pink Rangers, please somebody send it to me.
If this was 2022, he would have been the Pink Power Ranger.
He would have totally done it, and he would have never had that.
He would have rocked the pink suit.
He would have rocked it. Tommy would have rocked it.
He would have made it badass.
Exactly. But yes, sadly, Jason David Frank did pass away, and everybody's putting the call out. I appreciate that. If somebody could put Dragon Zord in the chat, please. I really appreciate it. But yeah, this is we all just found out this morning on Twitter. It is blowing up. It has been trending. There's been a couple of sources have confirmed, and as of this recording, multiple mainstream outlets have already confirmed that yes, Jason David Frank has passed away. Definitely one of the most beloved of actors within just Power Rangers as a franchise. One of the most beloved. He is the one who's had the most reoccurring roles and who has returned for at least five, six different iterations.
I would have to look that up. I don't even know how many he returned for.
Yes.
You're going to see he spent from his 20s to 40s.
Yes.
Oh, easily.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, he wasn't that much older than me, so he started as a teenager.
Exactly. So he started.
He was in teens when he did the Tommy the first time.
He died at 46.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
46? I thought he was 49.
46.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's scary. That's
so
scary.
That tells you he was still a teenager. They were actual teenagers playing teenagers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was back at the time where it was actual teenagers playing teenagers and not like adults pretending to be high schoolers.
Hey, the facts of life alone, mister.
Hey, I'm just saying the obvious, okay? I'm not complaining. I'm just saying you do realize a lot of shows at the time where adults basically played out teenagers, okay? We thank them for it because I feel like a lot of our childhoods kind of grew up, and pretty much you can say a lot of our boyhoods grew up in those instances. But I'm just saying. But this like Kevin Conroy, this definitely hits me personally because growing up, I love Power Rangers. Love Power Rangers growing up. Definitely not as much as, of course, Batman the animated series. But, that was Mighty Morphin all the way to, I want to say, In Space, Lost Galaxy. That was definitely my childhood. That was definitely a part of my childhood. So, and, seeing Tommy just kind of come back in so many different iterations to the fact where, he basically came on full-fledged in Dino Thunder, having multiple brief cameos throughout, basically tying every iteration together as one. And he was kind of that thread that kind of tied all of the tied most, if not all of the MMPR, all of the Power Rangers series after the Zordon era. He was kind of one of that thread that kind of tied it all together. I know we're going to get into a lot of it because I have a lot of memories of him. And of course, many know that, he did have a career in doing MMA as well. Bruce knows about that. A lot of people have known about that. And he has since been very much like Kevin Conroy. Jason David Frank has basically spent the rest of his life embracing his role. He embraced his role. He embraced just how much of an icon that he became and how much of a hero he was to so many children growing up, myself included. Just like Kevin Conroy. It's just the same thing. So, seeing a lot of the seeing pictures of him in the conventions. I saw a lot of people post up their kind of experiences meeting him at conventions in the wake of his passing. All the news just all over the place. The fact that it was thanks to Boom Studios that Mighty Morphin got a huge resurgence thanks to the comic run. And when they did that whole Lord Draken arc, Jason David Frank basically embraced it 100% to the fullest. And you could tell how grateful he was of just being in that kind of role and changing so many lives and inspiring so many. I'm not sure where I can continue. I could go on and on. I don't know if you guys want to go into it right now, or if you just.
But the thing is that I mean, he gave us probably 3 decades of celluloid where he was there front and center as the iconic face of the Green Ranger, and then he went and took some other roles with the company. He was, of course, the other Rangers, like we said. But in this time of sadness, you don't want to really focus on that. You don't want to focus on how he passed. You don't want to do that. You want to take lessons from this, of course. You want to be like, what happened? What can we do to prevent this? Because we can't stop him from being gone, but we can most assuredly have
make sure that
each other about like, okay, well, I mean, what do we do? And this is like where you take those notes. We're like, hey, you want to reach out to your friends. You want to do everything you can to make sure that they are, doing well mentally. They're
exactly
existing.
You want to make sure that what happened to him doesn't happen to anybody else. And I know his passing is a very sensitive topic.
And the thing is that you can't focus on how he left.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You can't. We literally have to go back on the old shows and watch him and appreciate that. Go back and watch his amateur MMA career and watch his passion for that. Learn about how he was doing martial arts. Learn how he got to become an 8th degree black belt.
It was in karate, right?
He had a lot. He had his own
he was a lot. Oh, okay.
He had his own martial arts style he developed, and
yes,
he was
did.
He was in Brazilian. He was in karate. He was in some other stuff. He made his own. The guy was an all rounder, and
yes, he was.
You just you understand that much about him, and then we have all these building blocks. Yeah, I thought they were reading everything says 49, not 46. You have all these building blocks of how can we avoid this from happening to someone we love, that's in our life, right? And that's where you can have the what if game.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have the what if game because he's already gone.
I know,
and it's just fresh, and it feels just so weird saying that about him. I was kind of hoping today, just as myself, I was wanting you to do a portrait of him and Kevin.
I know. I am so sorry, guys. I am so sorry.
I don't mean to bring that on you.
I know. I am so sorry, guys. I know it was probably expecting that, and it was just because I was working on this at the time, and finding it out of his passing. So I apologize.
But you've got this insanely talented guy, and for anybody.
Let me see. Here, how about this? We'll do this. If people really, if you guys really want to, I'll make this. I'll do a tribute to him on as the next page in my sketch diary.
I think that'd be fair.
Okay, I will do that.
Let's not hem and haw about that one too much.
Okay.
And and Bowsette's echoing my thoughts exactly. I swear Bowsette lives in my head and she just types from her location, but whatever. They type from their location, and like it's the same shit I had in my head. Nothing to be sorry about. You cannot prepare for things like this. He was living on top of the world, and this still happened.
I know.
You can be Kurt Cobain, and this going through your head sounds like a better idea than tomorrow. You can have everything this world has to offer, and if your head's not right, nothing sounds good, and you need to be walked out of that area before you do something to yourself.
It is, and that's the hard part to talk about right now, and we're not going to try to dwell on it too much, but it is a heavy subject because I know that a lot of people, Mads, of course, Mads, Bruce, we've met people with those we've met people who did resort to that. I know people in the chat I know people in this chat have also had family members or experiences with people in their lives who have resorted to that, and you know, it's you know, you know, you look at it like. You look at it like the way you look at it with when, you know, Robin Williams passed away. You know, someone who brought so much joy. I'm just let me explain.
Go ahead.
Somebody who brought so much joy to the world for so many years, and just, you know, when he was gone and the way he left this world, it's just really hard to kind of take it, just like, you know, what was he going through behind the camera? Was it personal demons that he was having to deal with? And something, you know what, it's something that we may never know. And it's something that it's something that it is hard to kind of transfer when someone you love goes that way. To be honest, it's hard to kind of take. To be honest, because I know we can all speak from personal experience. It's just I'm not sure where to start. I really am not sure where to start. I'll just say this, and I'll go over to Bruce and Mads because they might be able to help me out on this. It's just, I am somebody who believes that there's always, that should never be a last resort. I tell myself that it should never be a last resort. I've always believed that it should never be. No matter how bad a situation can get, I always believe that there's a better way to get out of it than that. It's just me personally. And I will stand by what I say when I mean that. And I say that personally as having to deal with a best friend who contemplated that, you know, more than once because of her situation. It's just hard. It's just hard. I'm sorry. You guys go on ahead. This is hard for me to kind of explain. You guys explain it better than I can.
Well, the onus remains on him. Okay. And
yeah,
any of our friends that have had this happen to them, we've tried to be there. There's a lot of people I know that, like, they text me on like Tuesday or Monday, and they're like, "Hey, where you at? How you doing?" I'm doing pretty good, man. What's going on? Oh, I'm just checking up on you. It's the holidays. Know how you are. You're not living with family at home in Illinois anymore. I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm actually pretty healthy right now. No bad thoughts. No, I'm doing good. He's like, well, I know you keep your shotgun shell close to you. I see your videos. I'm like, dude, I'm the happiest motherfucker out there. If anything, you got to worry about me going on a mass homicide spree.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Motherfuckers can't drive right. We're gonna stop this.
Exactly. And thank you, Tina, for being here. And I agree, 100%, Tina.
So I mean, it's, you know, we do our best. Like, I got friends that call me. I call my friends, and we have this network set up. We have this routine, because veteran suicide is such a miserable fucking fact of life.
It is.
We have a hashtag for it, 22 a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to do my push-ups a couple times a day, and I'm still fat. I don't care. I'm able to do this still. I'm all right. But you're supposed to contact your 5 friends or your 5 buddies or your 5 shipmates or whatever you call your battle buddies.
Exactly.
You give them a call. And the other parts of society, God bless you, I love you, but you should learn from the veteran community on this. Talk to people. If you know somebody is going through hell, it takes you 15 seconds to get over to the messaging on your phone or Facebook.
Listen,
send them a message and say, "Hey, man, I'm thinking about you. Give me a
listen.
call.
I
We got time for drinks. We got time for something. Let's go do it."
and I kick myself for not. And I think this should be. I think that if you talk to Loki, or if you talk to Fats, or if you talk to Squeeka, they would say the same thing. It never hurts to just talk to somebody. Seriously.
No,
It
it never does.
somebody
And
about it.
you,
I understand that there's that factor of just some people are just beyond. Some people are probably so far gone that they can't be, brought out of it, brought out of having those thoughts. But just because you're giving up on themselves doesn't mean that you should give up on them. I stand by that.
there is, yeah. Ken says something that resonates with me, and I mean, I think a lot of people, when you turn into an adult and you realize just how depressing.
I agree, Ken. I agree 100%.
Like you start to understand it because like you're thinking about things, and then if you've got a partnership with somebody that's legally binding, like a marriage, and then that gets fractured, that gets schismed.
Mm-hmm.
If that gets torpedoed, you're gonna hem and haw about it over and over and over. And when you can't even turn on the radio nowadays because it's not even filled with good music that you can get angry about. It's just filled with bad music. It used to be when you broke up with somebody, you turn on the radio and you'd hear the following. I'm Casey Kasem, and this week we're going to have a request and dedication from a woman who deeply loves her man. Tom, we are going to have a love song for you. And you would hear this when you have the worst thing happening. Casey Kasem would, in the middle of your despair, he'd kick sand in your face, and you shut the radio off, and you're like, yeah! So you drive home, you get home, you work out, you lift weights, you do whatever to get your head out of that space. Nowadays, radio doesn't even play good music to where you want to turn on the radio. You just turn on like Spotify or something and say, not music from today, not music from 2022. I'm good. But I think a lot of us, we get that because we understand the despair. And if we let ourselves in that spiral, we don't get out of it, which is why it's never good to play what-if games. Don't have that what-if game. What if we were together? What if things were better? If something fails, it's okay.
Sorry, everybody. I'm switching over to Mads' cam because I got to scan this before I bring out the inks. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So if you hear some weird sounds, it's probably my printer.
Is it a Magitek scanner?
No,
that I bought from Circuit City back in 1999?
You still use that printer?
No.
Okay.
It's sitting right underneath my 56K baud modem.
Oh my god.
In my parents' closet. Away from me.
But I know Mads is it's a heavy topic, and like I said, we were talking about this, but backstage before we went live, and I asked Bruce and Mads to just be like, listen, we can talk about this, but it's up to you. It really is up to you guys how you want to go into this, and you guys, both of y'all said, let's really talk about this topic, because as hard as it is to speak on it, it is very important. And especially at a time where it's like, especially at a time where it's happening more to men than to women right now.
Yeah, let's not have a measure.
I'm not trying to say it's an MRA or anything like that. I'm just
actually,
saying.
It's not that he's doing a measuring contest or anything like that. That is actually a fact.
It's a fact. I'm not some men's rights activist or anything. I'm just saying that's what I'm. It's a fact.
I'll be a men's rights activist in this threesome. Men are coal miners. Men are taking shitty jobs day in and day out. Men do work, and God bless women. We want you to earn your money too, but men are the primary victims in society, and there's a lot of things for that. But the thing is we're all around people that have things. Kim Jack Ben is pretty much straddling where you need to be at. He's learned to keep in mind the things like this too shall pass.
Yes.
You accept it, you embrace the suck, and you let it go.
Exactly.
And again, there's nothing wrong with being a men's rights activist. I fucking love them. I listen to a lot of people, and Gundam got me pointed in that direction. It's a Gundam is fantastic for bringing that shit out.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that it's a fact, but it is a fact. It's just men are more
successful at it.
Yeah, sadly, when it should be neither. But sadly, men are more successful at it than women are, and that's not something to be proud of. That isn't.
I'm just hoping that however he went out, that it doesn't. The guys that are having to clean up the mess,
I know
they don't remember this. This doesn't come back to haunt them when they go to bed.
I know. It's just it does hit me personally, just because I grew up watching Mighty Morphin, grew up with just that whole Zordon era, and I have a lot of great memories of it. I have a lot of great memories of Power Rangers and such like that, and just seeing that and just seeing it from
on purpose.
Say that again.
A wolf is saying susceptible. No, I said successful.
Successful and susceptible. It's both. No, what I was going to say is that, I have so many fond memories of it, but it's just, like I said before, with Kevin Conroy's passing, it really hits us hard, and it really hits a lot of people hard when it's an actor or someone who is so appreciative and so incredibly grateful of the role he played, and that he embraced it for the rest of his life. That's how I see with Jason David Frank. That's how I saw it with Kevin Conroy.
I'm gonna play it.
That doesn't. And you guys don't think about this.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen that often, does it? We don't see that from actors that often, does it? Let's be honest.
What the
I'm going to ask you a question, Mock.
Go ahead.
What would happen if George Reeves had been playing Superman in 2019 at the age that he originally had been doing it in his 30s, back in the 50s, 1950s, and we had to endure the news of his death and say that his suicide, his ending was by suicide?
Yeah.
Would we forever think of George Reeves as a guy that killed himself? Because I don't. I do not.
Well, never. But what I'm saying is just, do we see that? Do we see that nowadays? It's so rare nowadays. I'm sorry. It's just so rare nowadays that we have the people like the Henry Cavills of the world who have that mindset, who are so appreciative and grateful of the roles they play in, and appreciative of the fans and the people that they've touched along the way.
I don't.
That's why it hits us. That's why it hits me. That's why it does hit me, and that's why Kevin Conroy's passing hit me hard as well. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't think of George Reeves as a man who killed himself. or a man who got murdered.
No, I know. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying.
I think of George Reeves in the years and decades after his death. I think of a man that he succeeded at being Superman, the first Superman decades of generations of people knew. And I think Jason, even though he's not, the ink isn't even dry on the death certificate yet, as sad as his passing is, I honestly feel that he's going to join the ranks of the deceased, like Raul Julia, who, even though Raul was not in a great movie, Raul took a part in Street Fighter live action in 1994 because his son loved it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't understand what I'm saying, do you?
I didn't understand the way you were going about it.
He loved his role. After it, he was incredibly he embraced it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He embraced it. And that's why you see it as like his legacy is going to live on for a long time. He is a legend. JDF is a legend and will forever be a legend.
But I'm comparing him to Raul Julia, and I'm not trying to
I know, but
demean the Power Rangers.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm just. But what I'm saying is the comparison.
He loved that role.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The comparison to have for him is the same what I had for Kevin Conroy, and that's why it hurts. It's just because it comes from an actor or somebody who embraced their role so much that they lived it for the rest of their lives, and they were so grateful for the people that they impacted. We don't see it that often. I'm just saying.
No, I'll agree. We don't have many Cavils.
Exactly.
And you know that's a shame because I really wanted Mark Hamill to always be Luke Skywalker to me, not some butthurt, angry West Coast living guy that just couldn't let a day pass without saying something shitty on the internet. That's the part about it that hurts me the most. You have a good guy like Tommy that nobody sees his demons in him wrestling for control.
Exactly.
And he passes at 40-something. And then you got guys like Mark Hamill that, like, I love his Joker iteration, and I loved him as Luke Skywalker, but I do not appreciate Mark Hamill. There's not a personal value there.
That's the sad part. And the sad part, when he passes, you know, he's already achieved the legendary status. It will hurt too. Regardless, with Mark Hamill's, it will hurt me as well. And that's not going to change, period. Despite the Twitter antics and everything.
I want to ask Wolfton Media about Emily Blunt. What did she do?
Emily said recently that she really doesn't like the strong female trope. And she called it out, basically.
Which is funny because the last two films I've seen with her in it are Edge of Tomorrow and
A Quiet Place. And both of those are excellent characters, though. Except
they're both Ripley-esque characters.
Yeah, but it's the same kind of talking points that a lot of people talk when it refer to the whole strong female characters.
But Emily Blunt doesn't play that bullshit. She actually gets into script and
that's the point. That's the point because she actually knows how to do it right. It's in other words.
Exactly.
And she just doesn't like the fact that it's this kind of thing. It's just I see this as just his legacy is going to live on. His legacy is going to live on, and it's going to really. And he's made a bigger impact than I think a lot of people don't realize. Power Rangers, you could say it's just kids show, but that people who grew up that time, that did have an impact on them. So, and I told Maz Mamabear this, seeing that when Walter Jones who played Zach was one of the first people who was one of the first to announce it on his Instagram, and he shared a photo of himself, Jason, Austin St. John, and David Yost. And that hurt because we all know what happened, what was going on behind the scenes in Mighty Morphin with David Yost. So that was sorry.
Okay, I'm an uninitiated, so what happened?
David Yost is gay. Think about it. 90s. Think about it. 90s. Yeah.
I'm not seeing the fact that him being gay is a bad thing. That's just a choice he
was
made.
dealing with a lot of shit. He was dealing with a lot of shit from producers and such like that.
He was probably getting Me Too'd.
Yeah, probably. But yeah.
That's
a
tough for another day, dude. But yeah.
That was exactly the point I was saying. You can be a strong female character without being unsufferable like fucking Ray Palpatine.
But she avoids scripts like that. Exactly. It's just listen, I know it's a heavy topic, but despite this, Jason's gonna be remembered. Jason David Frank, he's gonna be remembered for everything that basically we just said, not for his passing, but for the legacy he leaves behind. Same way as Kevin Conroy did. People are not gonna forget. People are not gonna remember you for how you go out. They're gonna remember you for the legacy that you leave behind when your time comes. It's not gonna be forgotten.
There's certain people that I'm gonna say I appreciate how they went out.
I understand. Yeah.
There's certain ones that like that's primarily the only reason why we know of their existence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's just like
the case in point for that is the movie
called
Tread.
Say it again?
The movie called Tread. Yeah. The 2019 movie, or 2019, and it's about that situation where a guy built a bulldozer into a killdozer to get back at the town that was zoning him out of a living. American welder Marvin Hagmeyer went on a violent rampage with a fortified and modified bulldozer made with steel, concrete, and guns after feuding with members of the small town of Granby, Colorado. The movie Tread is not completely accurate, but the situation as to why that entire thing happened, that guy, he stood up for what he believed in.
Right.
I mean, that people like that, I do appreciate.
Respect. That deserves respect. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But with Mr. Frank, it's just sad because
it is sad.
A lot of people here, damn, they love the guy.
Exactly. And it's just, for me personally, I've seen friends, and I'm speaking to this to everybody. I'm speaking this to every single person in this chat, every single person watching right now. I'm speaking to you guys right now when I say this. Listen, you may never know what people are going through, so it never hurts to talk to them. It never hurts to reach out to them. It never hurts to let them know there's like, you have people who are here for you. Okay. I understand. It's just, people have some people have the inner demons that it just consumes them.
Yeah, I'm not so.
That's just life, and that's the unfortunate thing.
On that thought, Maki, I sent you a picture.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I really am.
No, I sent you a picture.
Okay.
Pull it up.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah. Obviously not the first one. That's for later on.
But that's what we're gonna remember them for, basically.
Yeah,
That's
honestly, that's something that if we can, it would be nice to show the chat.
I will, happily will.
Because it is
I just gotta make sure I don't show my DMs.
Yeah, don't show your DMs. We don't need to see that.
I'll make sure I have a picture of myself. I'll make sure I have a picture of myself with a big smile.
We've already seen what you look at recreationally. We don't need to know
you look at all these people we've lost, all these amazing people we've lost. In some ways, tragically.
This particular meme. This is a series of memes. Under the headline, and you can Google it yourself. This is what depression looks like.
Right.
The one right beside Robin Williams is another one. That
Amy Winehouse on his left, on his right side.
No, Chester Bennington.
Oh, Chester Bennington.
That was one that struck me hard. Because I am a huge Linkin Park fan, and Linkin Park got me through some really dark times.
Tough times, yeah, exactly.
No, dark.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying.
This is why I am very active in trying to look on the bright side and spreading positivity, because you never know the kind of demons someone is facing. In fact, I started out my time on Twitter as a member of the supernatural community. And because one of our beloved actors struggles with depression, me and a couple others in the group started off this thing that we, and I completely lost it, where we would put into our Twitter headlines either an umbrella signifying if you need help, you can reach out to me. Or if you recognize you need help, but don't feel comfortable, don't know who to reach out to, don't feel comfortable doing that, reaching out to somebody you might not know.
And
put in some rain, a rain cloud, some raindrops, and we will reach out to you.
And the thing is, man, depression is no joke. Depression is definitely no joke.
I speak from experience on that one.
Exactly. So
I know how easy it is to succumb in that moment.
Exactly.
And if it wasn't for somebody who actually does pop up in our chat, I would have succumbed not that long ago.
Exactly. Just my final, I guess my final note on this is just, or a couple of final things. Is just, listen, guys, I am someone who strongly believes that should never be a last resort. It should never be a last resort. It should always, that you can always get out of it. You will always have people who will help you get out of it. There will always be people who will help you get out of it. I don't wish that on anybody. Seriously. Seriously.
He still struggled with depression, Ken Jack. And like I said, you never know the demon someone is facing. Exactly. Whether they go, or no matter how they self-delete. It's still somebody that lost the battle to demons that some of us face every day upon waking.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at this list right now, and I'm still thinking about, because funny thing is, I didn't know who Amy Winehouse is up until the I guess you could say the drug problems she was having later in her life. I didn't know about that. I didn't know who she was. So Whitney and Michael still hit me. Whitney and Michael still hit me because the whole thing with Whitney Houston, that has been documented for years. It has been documented for years.
Yeah, we watched that.
We watched that in real time, and We watched that in real time, and it's sad to see that she's not here, and it's even more sadder that Bobby Christina, her daughter, suffered the same way.
Yeah.
Who's the one right next to the third row? The only one I recognize is Farley.
Chris Farley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other three?
Faces look familiar. Oh God.
I honestly couldn't tell you, and I feel really horrible.
Don't bring up Listen, Ken Jack. I wouldn't bring up me personally. Just because me personally, I wouldn't bring up her name just because she drove somebody else to that point. You know what I mean?
She's as pretty as she is. She is really. She's like that. That
she drove somebody
game
else
chick.
to that point. And despite probably everybody probably has opinions on Anthony Bourdain, still you can't. Still that's just disgusting. That's just sickening.
I love Anthony Bourdain. He was like he's the only cooking person that I ever felt a kinship with that had his own show.
With God, I'm still thinking. You know what the funny thing is that I'm still thinking about that day. That I'm going to tell you guys something. Back in college, my family my mother, she got a job out here in the Bay Area, and I didn't get to see her for a year. And it was going to be we went on a road trip. I went on a road trip across from Texas to California to see her. And the thing, it's a day I'll never forget because the moment it happened like 2 minutes. I'm serious when I say this. 2 minutes before I got to see my mom, who I haven't seen for a year. You know what happened 2 minutes before that? We heard on the radio that Michael Jackson passed away.
Oh, geez.
And that was like a holy shit moment.
Hey, Ken Jack, I kind of agree with you on that at 1411.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to highlight it too much. It's just. Can I bring this down?
Yes, you can take it down now.
Okay, thank you. Sorry,
it's just
too sad.
But the thing is, it is a sobering picture and a good reminder of, even though sometimes we may see someone as like looking happy and all of that, and Robin Williams will, for me, forever be that perfect example.
I think in my personal opinion, Robin Williams is probably the most famous example of that. Is the most famous example of that, and that hit a lot of people, especially people in our spaces. But
There was the day that Farrah Fawcett died was the day that I lost out like $750 because I used to have a bunch of really nasty friends. We had Deadpool.
Didn't she pass away on the same day that Michael Jackson did, though?
Yeah, because I had Farrah Fawcett, Michael Jackson. I had Farrah Fawcett, Michael Jackson, and Junior, Robert Downey Sr., Morton Downey Sr., and my Deadpool. I had all three of those guys in there for like a full year for like $75, and the payout was $750. And a month before all this happened with Farrah and Michael, I cut out of the Deadpool. I'm like, I got to spend my money better. And then if I would have waited a month, like Farrah and Mike in the same day, and Morton Downey would have died, and I would have had the money. Because out of all my horrible friends, I was the one predicting the three next ones.
That is horrible. I'm sorry. That is horrible, dude.
I'm not sorry about it because listen, comedy is comedy.
I know.
It's just like, you can't be making fun of Mitch Hedberg because of like he.
I know. I get it. No, I get it. I'm just saying. I'm just like, dude, that's dark. Even for me, that's dark, man.
it's there's a joke in here somewhere about this.
There is. It's just
moving on.
Well, to be fair, with MJ's case, that was going on. I would say that was going on for an entire year after his passing. Was the whole controversy with I think it was Dr. Conrad Murray who got jail time for it because he was offering him those medications,
medicines to fuck him up.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember that all too well. I remember hearing about that. That was going on for an entire year after his passing. This is. I know this is like a heavy topic, and
but we have to have something.
We have to talk about it, and we do have to have something.
We have to talk about this because it's important. It's serious, and I don't want anybody in our chat, anybody in our panel, any of our friends in the fellowship,
anyone we know,
preferably not, to go out on a self-deletion like this.
What hurt? It hurt a lot of people. His death hurt a lot of people, and I if you guys haven't seen it, Ords posted a con picture of him and JDF, and he was hit hard, and he is still reeling from it.
That's going to affect Ords for a long time.
Yeah.
And the thing is that as much as you try to stop it, like there's a couple people I know that I used to talk to, and then we kind of fell out of touch because it's just the nature. Sometimes when you're shitty to a person for so long, the other person gets disinterested and they don't want to be around you anymore. It's like, I'm tired of being called an asshole. Fuck you. And you leave, and then like 2 months later, you find out that person self-deleted, and you're like, at first you're like, well, good. And then you're,
I get that sense. It's like,
but I didn't expect him to do that.
Right. And you had that, and then you have an instance with me where it was somebody that I didn't know in high school, but when she made that decision, it affected so many people around her, so many people that I was friends with in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that feeling. It's like you knew them through the people that they interacted with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolf, we do remember Tinny or Thui or whatever.
Three Trang. It was a car accident. Sadly, it was an accident.
She was in an accident. The girl with her got not amputated. She became a paraplegic.
Yeah, Trini. Yeah, it's just. God. I'm still thinking about that. The
guy that died today, he sent his condolences the day that her funeral was going on, but I think he was the only one of the original Power Rangers not to make it to her funeral.
Right.
Everybody else.
Right, because I remember David Yost, Amy Jo Johnson, who was Kimberly, made it to her as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of men out there remembering Kimberly very fondly right now that you said her name.
I know Amy Jo Johnson's like really hurt by this too.
Well, in the fiction, wasn't her character married to his?
No, they broke up. They broke up in ZO. They were dating all the way through my MMPR, and then they broke up through a Dear John letter in ZO. It was just fucking messed up. It was huge fan backlash to that.
Dear John. Dear John.
Sorry.
Wouldn't that be more of a Dear John letter?
I'll be gone.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just. You ready to? I don't know if you guys want to.
There is one more thing I want to touch on before we move on from this.
Go ahead.
And
please.
that's, for me, the biggest thing that marred this whole situation. I mean, it's a horrible thing to go through, but the fact of the amount of people, and we all did it because we've seen it over and over again. Everyone was going, well, I don't know if this is true. This could be another hoax, because
that was the thing. Go ahead.
Because we've seen it so many times lately.
Yes.
Where they just announce, like, Jimmy Kimmel seems to be the most popular one they do it with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this person died. Yeah, can we
Yeah, but
stop
it's like-
making that joke?
Right, but also the thing is that like we all have we have a bad habit of this. I have a bad habit, and I'm saying we because we all have a bad habit of this of just not waiting until it's really confirmed by everybody. Kind of jumping to it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I was tracking down as much information as I possibly can.
Yeah, you track down as much, and that's what is so very important nowadays. To just kind of track down information before you kind of before anybody makes assumptions, or just before it's confirmed. Let's track down the information to make sure it is confirmed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can we start shooting down people who, like, so to speak, not literally, like checking people if we see them doing the hoax crap?
The way that Twitter is now, I think if you fact check somebody, Elon will drive up to your house in a Model S and he gives you a medal.
Okay, in that case, I will happily fact check people because it'll be entertaining as I'll get out to watch a crap. I forgot what kind of car he owns.
A Tesla.
Thank you. I was gonna say Telus, but I know that's a phone. It'd be hilarious to watch a Tesla pull up in my neighborhood.
The funny thing is that what's going on Twitter right now is that Elon Musk is firing all these people, and they're driving off with cars they paid Elon for.
Man, I'm telling you right now. Do you know how many Teslas I see per day when I'm out and about?
No, I
would say more like 50. I would say somewhere between like 30 and 50 a day.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of Tesla Model S's, especially where I'm at. There's a lot of Tesla.
Not where I'm at. That literally, the only time I have ever seen a Tesla in this neighborhood, they were slowly driving past my building, and I flagged them down and I stopped them and I go, "You're lost, aren't you?"
Matt,
you don't want to be in this
why
neighborhood.
Nobody in Canada, or maybe nobody in your neighborhood.
I'm thinking of that Kermit the Frog joke in Family Guy right now. That's basically what you came.
The reason why the Mads doesn't see any Teslas where she lives is that the batteries will die in the winter, which goes on from August until July.
Oh, no. Electric cars are actually getting semi-popular. More hybrid cars.
More hybrids, yeah.
But the fact that a Tesla costs about the same amount as a house in this neighborhood, and
I still want to play this clip right now, but I don't know if I'm going to get copyright.
The local high school was known for, having an unofficial course of how to break into cars.
Yeah. I want to play this clip right now, but I don't. I'm so afraid if I'm going to get copyright struck, though. Okay,
we can just tell bad jokes then.
Hang on. No, just because I think it sums up this. It hits us. Everybody hits us all, and this is in. It's one from one of my favorite episodes, hands down. Let me see if I can find it.
Who was it that asked? I saw that. Let me scroll back a bit. Wolf, I am actually, because I was out of ideas on what to draw, I'm just working on more of a face picture of the one I did in Witchify my phone.
Anyway, I do want to share this because I know Ords is streaming right now, so I want to put a final ending on this one.
Yeah.
As sad as it is, I want to say thank you, Jason. I want to say thank you, Jason David Frank. You have been so much hero to so many, like Kevin Conroy, and it means a lot. So the passing does hurt me. Maybe not as much as a lot of others, but it did hurt me a bit. So you truly are the greatest Power Ranger, in my humble opinion. And I just want to leave with this. I don't care. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care if it gets claimed. I want to play this just for a moment.
Yeah, do it.
Cheers, Jason.
Cheers, Jason. By the way, I want to say. By the way, I just want to straight up that my second favorite actor behind Walter Jones was Selman Ward, who was TJ in Turbo and In Space. Just I want to say that. So anyway, go ahead. But yeah, that was the best. That was Forever Red was one of the best episodes ever, hands down.
I need to get in a better mood. I'll be right back.
Right.
Yeah.
And happy dinosaur. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Dinosaur, good to see you, my friend.
Yeah.
Carter was awesome. Carter was freaking awesome in Lightspeed Rescue. He was freaking Captain America straight up. Oh my god. I'm just it just hit me. I wanted to dedicate some time. I know we went over an hour talking about that, but I do feel
Sorry about that.
You know what? It was important, and I don't care if I get claimed for that. I wanted to just play that clip just because that really means something.
All you have to do is argue your case whenever they give you a claim, and they'll typically, in situations like this, they'll forgive you. But on the description, notate the episode, who it belongs to.
Okay, I'll put it in there.
Yeah, do all that.
Okay,
You should be fine.
I was gonna say maybe YouTube needs their own. Maybe YouTube needs an Elon Musk type. I'm just saying.
Wonderful. For my friends who are in the holiday spirit but unaware, Hershey's.
Oh, I am so sorry, Grumpy. I am so sorry. I missed your super chat. I can't believe I just missed your super chat.
Sorry.
Damn it! I just missed Grumpy's super chat. I am so sorry because I just saw that he just gifted 5 memberships now. Son of a.
Holy fuck!
I am so sorry, Grumpy. Grumpy, I am so sorry.
You are a bad man.
Oh, I don't understand why StreamYards doesn't show up the member chats. StreamYards doesn't show up member chats. I don't understand why.
Thank you, sir.
Grumpy, thank you for Grumpy, who has been a CSF Nation ambassador for 3 months, guys. 3 months. Dude. To have Batman and the Green Ranger lost like this is even more tragic, and I agree 100%. Grumpy, you're freaking amazing, and this hurts a lot, and I know this hurts for so many people. And I want to say thank you to Grumpy for gifting 5 CSF Nation memberships. So, guys, click on the link if you want to get your membership. What am I saying right now? Free membership, guys.
Lasts a month. That way you can try it out. Check out the channel.
Thank you, Grumpy, for the member chat and the 5 CSF Nation memberships. So if you guys click on that and you get to become a free member, which means that you guys will get to be a part of the exclusive art batch. And that is one. Parrot Head is one now. Parrot Head is one. Thank you. And yeah, guys, click on it and you guys will get access to exclusive art that you guys will not find anywhere else. Thank you so much, Parrot Head. And by the way, to everyone,
which I have not checked out the Maki stickers.
By the way, if you guys want to take part in, if you guys are a member and you guys want to take part in the exclusive art drops that I do each month, and believe me when Bruce and Mass can attest to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Send me your email address and I will make sure that happens. And you guys will have this. This will be in your art batch this month. So thank you. We have Parrot Head, who is a member. I want to check which he is.
Eat your fat fuzzy butt.
We're trying to get Buddy. We're trying to get Buddy to click on the link. Click on the link so you can become a member too.
That's what Buddy needs. Buddy needs.
Thank you. Parrot Head is on. Parrot Head is now officially a member of this on the CSF Nation representative level. Yeah. So there's 4 gifted memberships. If you guys want to take part in it, become a channel member today. Thank you so much, Grumpy. And just for that one, I don't have a grip. I don't have a. I just said grip. No, I don't have a member chat emote or member chat clip, but I'll make one up for you guys. So, Grumpy, thank you for the gifted memberships. You are absolutely amazing. Grumpy, thank you for the channel memberships. And Parrot Head, welcome to the CSF Nation. Hope you enjoy. And still there's still 4 left. So if anybody wants to get, everyone is up for grabs, guys. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Man. By the way, this is the monthly poll drawing here. This is of Iono from the new Pokemon Scarlet, which just came out this weekend. It's not doing too well. So I'm working on the inks, and hopefully if I can get the inks done today before 2, then maybe we can get started on the colors. We'll see. But wow, just I think we're able to kind of end on a higher note, right? I think we could yes, no.
I guess.
Okay, at least end on a positive note. At least.
Yeah, we'll go with positive. I like that one.
So, this one, we wanted to talk about it because it just came up, and it kind of looks like Squeeka.
I was thinking the same thing, actually.
She has a very cute and fun design, and I saw a lot of fan art of her already. So, it's
I think that's the secret about you when it comes to these games, is you gravitate to these characters that just look like the females in your fandom.
Well, if it has good designs, I guess it has really good designs, and it already has a lot of fan art.
I mean, how many characters have you sent to me saying it's you?
Don't think Emma's going to be an exclusive sketch for the ambassador tier, by the way.
I got some funny news.
I might do some a little spicy there. I'm just saying.
I got some funny celebrity news here.
Oh god,
okay.
What is it?
TMZ reports Flava Flav won't have to worry about any mo problems when flying Sprint because he's done with the airline. He now be catching free flights thanks to Southwest Airlines! Exclamation point.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Southwest. I'm just saying.
Dude, I love Southwest.
I saw that, Cappuccino.
Spirit Airlines and Frontier Airlines are about as the seats are as cushioned as this white plastic fucking table I'm working on.
Anyway,
this is your first class seat. Have fun.
So I don't know if I can really go lighthearted here, but I wanted to talk about this because I'm not pissed. I'm just kind of I'm kind of expected it, and 2, it's just kind of it's a case of Joker syndrome. And that's what I'm going to call it. Joker syndrome. You know what that is?
Somebody who played the Joker got fucking nuts?
No. What is one of the famous lines in Joaquin Phoenix's Joker film?
Could not tell you.
You get what you deserve.
Have you not seen that movie, Matt?
No.
Okay, so let me get started here. And I got to say hi to Dark. I got to say hi to Elena. Hi, Elena. Jester's Dark Empress, of course. Arlena, good to see you, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well. So let me preface with this. Okay, let's start with this. I'm gonna ask Bruce and Mads a question.
Okay.
There's a chance I won't know it.
Say you and this is hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
Say you applied for a company, say G4.
Now I know what you're talking about.
And your application process involves what would you do to cancel Batman if you were hired? What would be your response? And I'm going to ask this to the chat as well.
What would we do to cancel Batman? That's what you're asking.
And
correct?
by the way, hold on a second. I got to stop 1 second. We got another one. Arlena is now officially a CSF Nation member. Arlena, welcome to the CSF Nation. You are officially a channel member. Thank you for accepting the gift. You're at the representative level, Arlena. Thank you so much. This one, and thank you, Grumpy, for the gifted memberships. This one, Arlena, is just...
I got that gadget. I'm running back to my bank. Still in the streets like I'm home. Just let her be promoted. She ain't really fuck with me back then. She don't really love me, she acting. I'm treating this girl like a street. We put up the count on the back end. With it. Cause I can go fuck on your friend. I can fuck up with your friend. I ain't trying to pretend. I'm trying to give it to
Okay. Arlena,
you really like Gerry, don't you?
Before we move on, I want to say, Arlena and Parrothead, if you guys want to take part in the, if you guys are not sure what we do for the channel memberships, I do art batches each month of exclusive drawings that you guys will not see anywhere else. If you guys want to take part in this month's art batch, let me know and just send me your email address because I will do that at the end of the month. I will have more information later on at the end of this stream, so stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much for becoming channel members, and thank you, Grumpy, for the gifted memberships. All right, Bruce, go ahead.
You really like Gerry, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Is that your main?
Yes.
Your main squeeze from? It doesn't have to be your main character, but like out of all the characters, is that the one you probably crush on the most?
Yes.
Mine is still Chun-Li.
I would say crush on, but she's my main. She is my main.
No, man. Give me the killer thighs.
I love her design. I love her sadistic nature.
Now I do see a super chat from Miss Squeeka Mouse.
We have to go. Oh my goodness! Squeeka.
Speaking of mains,
$20 super chat. Squeeka, love y'all. Y'all are so amazing. Remember to keep hugging. Squeeka, sending it right back. I know. For those who don't know, Squeeka did reveal that sadly she did. Sadly, her father did pass away recently. So if you guys can, please send some hugs over to Squeeka. She is too precious.
Yep, give a second.
For our channel. She's one of the most favorited people in this community, in the CSF Nation. Squeeka, I love you to death. I love you absolutely to death. And
if you're down in the San Antonio area during this time, Squeeka, and you want to get away, send me a message on Discord. Me and the wife will meet you at your choice of barbecue shop.
Anyway, Squeeka, sending hugs your way. Thank you for the $20 super chat. You are a squeak heart in every sense of the word, and we love you to death. So this one is for you.
Sakura with
Love you, Squeeka. And yes, of course, we also we gotta send some thoughts and prayers to our buddy, to our boy Snowdub as well. Of course, Snowdub lost his father as well recently. So to you guys, we love y'all. We love y'all to death. Snowdub, if you're listening, we love you, bro. So, we all here for you, man. Thank you so much. And of course, Stunning and Brave, who has been a CSF Nation resident for 3 months. Stunning, thank you so much. He said, give me Chun-Li's Thunder Thought surprise. No, thank you. Stunning, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. And you know what? What the hell? Thank you for being a CSF Nation member. I gotta start making clips just for channel member stuff now. So this one is just for you, man. Thank you. I'll give you the Rasta variety. That's what Matt called the mocha variety. I'm not hearing anything from y'all. I see y'all sound sweet.
I'm Googling, is Chun-Li black now?
No, it's a mod. That's a mod. That is a mod.
I was thinking, I was like, where did this happen?
It's a mod. It's a Rasta mod. It's a Jamaican mod.
Okay.
It's just a mod, but yeah.
That was my first question too when he showed it to me originally.
The mocha variety, exactly. Thank you
so more mocha than I remember.
I'm not saying it's bad at all. I'm kind of like,
guys, it's a mod. Look up Rasta Chun-Li. It's a mod for Street Fighter 5.
It's fine. It's fine, really. Is she black now? She's black now. She's black now.
Yeah, Bowsette got it perfectly.
Y'all stop putting prosthetic on it.
She's black now.
I'm sorry, I had to go there. There you go. Chocolate thigh. Study. Study's fine with that. Study's fine with that. Listen, I got some lore. Listen, I can make some lore clips for y'all. Okay, Wolf, I'll make some lore clips for you. Don't worry. Who's got better? Chun. Sorry, I love Tifa. I love Tifa to death, but Chun's got that one. So, oh my god.
Tifa at Italy.
There you go. Okay, so I like how we're all just kind of dodging the question here. So let's get back to here. So
I was doing a good job.
Mads, if you got, say you're applying. I'm just saying hypothetically.
Well, first off,
hold on a second. No, hold on. I gotta stop this.
Wait, you asked me?
No. Bruce, I gotta stop. Excuse me? Excuse me.
I started to answer the question like, no.
Yeah, Maki's getting called out in the chat.
Bitch, I don't have a damn Laura clip. Shit. No, I'm not anti-Brazilian, motherfucker. I'm a huge Laura. I am a big Laura fan, okay? I should have had some lore clips for this one. So screw on. I love Brazilians, okay? That's what I'm saying. I love my Brazilian women. Don't even start with me, Cage. I love my bonita, okay? Don't even start with me. He said, not me. You know exactly, Wolf. Mike first. Shut up, y'all. Should I play it?
Up to you.
Should I just play it? Fuck it. Does that answer your question, Cavatinho? Does that answer your question? Okay, now we were all thinking we were not all thinking it. Shut up, Johnny. We were not all thinking that, okay? I was about to leave, but I'll stick for since y'all got me sketching again. See, there you go, Wolf. Thank you, Wolf. Thank you. Now you kicking my Egyptian on my Egyptian. Bitch, don't make me play the Midnight clip. Don't make me play these Midnight clips because I got 3 of them. I got 3 of them, okay? Don't start here.
So I want to get rid of Batman. I think
I'm enjoying the chat distracting him.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, you know what? Okay, you know what, Wolf? You know what, Wolf? Fine. You know what? Here. You happy now?
I've been thinking a lot, yeah. I've been thinking about one thing mostly, yeah. Want you to come on over even if I'm asleep. Wake me up in my dreams. Early in the morning, you just step in, do it how you want it. Early in the morning.
And by the way, I have a clip where she's in much, much, much less clothing, and that's only for $100 super chat.
Cavatinho Cameron Shea, I agree with you 110%, my friend. Mm-hmm.
Whatever it takes to get you to play the clip. Shut up, Wolf.
I knew what you guys were doing.
You know what? Okay, back to the question, please.
Damn it.
So anyway, now that we're done with the booty, what does Cotton Connection call it? The booty time. Booty breaks. There we go.
The only problem with that clip is that skirt's not short enough.
With the right onesie or with the right yoga pants, you don't got to worry about that. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
But Cameron Shea figured it out. There's nothing wrong with a woman having a Brazilian.
I'm just saying. Never mind. Okay, can we continue the question, please? Since y'all keep dodging it.
Mads gave me the idea for how could we get rid of Batman, and that's pretty
how can
easy.
We cancel him?
We can cancel Batman fast, super fast.
Push it. Go.
We make him super gay, and then
hold on. I gotta stop one more time. Hang on. Johnny Ohm became a member at the representative tier level. Johnny, thank you so much. If you want to take part in the in the monthly art batches that we do, if there's a way, reach out to me on Twitter with your email address. I would love to, if you want to get the exclusive art from me each month. And that same goes for Parrot Head and Arlena as well. So if you guys want to take part in the exclusive art drops that we do each month, please send me your email address, reach out to me, and I will happily put you on the list. And so thank you, Johnny, for becoming a CSF Nation representative tier. Dude, you're freaking amazing. You are cute, sexy, and fun. And this one is I just played all of them, didn't I? I just played all the $20 ones, didn't I? Ah, fuck it. This one's just for you.
I really like the American poison over the Japanese poison.
Do you think
Hold on.
I'm afraid to say something because Little Bear is in the chat. And I'm afraid she saw that clip. I'm afraid she saw that clip. I'm so terrified that she saw that clip. So I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you, Johnny, for becoming a CSF Nation representative, man. Reach out to me if you can, if you want to take part in the exclusive art drops we do each month. And Punk Trece, thank you so much for the $1 super chat. You're freaking amazing. It doesn't say anything, so it's just the $1 super chat. Thank you, Johnny. This one is just for you.
The bells in the gym, skinny. I weigh a $1.89 and a penny. And when Penny Hardaway fell off, I started spitting. Saying stay these niggas been ducking. No discussion, I spit it so disgusting. I look ugly when I bust it, and it's funny. Your honey still wanna touch it, even though she know my money is on crutches. Fuck it, fuck it. Bump this. Got me feeling like Geronimo. Rock Marciano monologue. Puffin' cigars with my towel on. We all 3-star generals. Be still principles and printed in my mental with my pad and my number 2.
Thank you for the super chat. So, all right. Now, can we continue, please?
Well, I would just say if we want to get rid of Batman, all we have to do is just have Anita Sarkeesian star as Batman. And then the other...
no!
Yeah, make her the new Bruce Wayne.
How about new?
No, you want to get rid of Batman. You've been dragging this shit on for 7 minutes.
You know, you're right.
You want to talk about Batman? Getting rid of making Batman hated? We make Arnita Sarkeesian Batman.
Okay, well, that's sure for a way to get you canceled. Yep, that's gonna work. That is going to work. Mads, would you like to? Do you have your own? Do you have your own ideas of how to cancel Batman?
No, because it's Batman.
Yeah, you don't have to answer. That was a rhetorical question. I mean, you don't have to answer because we know how stupid that is. But I want to ask you guys in the chat: how would you, if you got hired for the job for G4, how would you cancel Batman? You know why I ask?
Let Frost just talk. It'll figure.
Well, that's
it'll
one.
figure
That's
itself
one.
out.
That's one. But you want to know why I'm asking this glorious question? Because apparently, from a podcast recently, that has been the case. And the reason I want to talk about this, is because this explains what I was saying last weekend. Do you remember what I was saying, Bruce? Matt? The people who hate Batman and Bruce Wayne have no fundamental understanding of what he represents as a character. They have zero.
It's pretty easy to figure out.
It's easy to figure out what he represents.
Yeah.
It's easy to figure out his meaning. Thank you for the peace out, Matt. Or was that Little Bear?
For the sake of YouTube, we'll say that was my third hand. Okay.
Okay, so that was a little bit. Okay. I just hope for the sake of Little Bear, she did not see those clips.
No, she was focused on finding my phone because she's hoping for a message from her friend.
Okay, good. That's because I figured we'd be in a world of trouble right now if that's the case. So anyway, the reason I bring this up is because of a little article that I found on, well, a lot of people were talking about this, but a little article that I found on our good friends over at Bounding into Comics. What? What is it?
Cavatinho. That, ladies and certain people, was the sound of Makini prawn style nutting.
What?
What? What the fuck?
What?
Oh, the plankton. Oh, boy.
You know what, Johnny? You know
You're
what?
fired. Oh, right. You're unfired. I need you. Come here.
Don't make me turn into the art bully, okay? Again, Johnny. Okay, don't make me turn into an art bully, all right?
Just send out another link, okay?
Oh God, I would love to have Johnny on at some point. It'd just be too straight out.
No, it's saying send out another link of the Japanese girls all dancing.
Oh, fuck off. that was the wrong link, guys. Come on.
That was a great link. That was not the wrong link. That was a great link.
Oh God. But no, this delightful little article from Bounty in the Comics. Go check them out, by the way. G4 reportedly asked potential hosts to argue in favor of canceling Batman, quote unquote, because he's rich and white. I'm just gonna let that sink in. I'm just gonna let that sink in.
I prefer my sinks to be Kohler. I like the faucets to be Kohlers myself.
In case that there was any lingering doubts of Comcast's recently deceased G4 reboot was doomed to fail from the start, a popular streamer has alleged that during an interview for a potential hiring position, the network's representatives were bafflingly, through unsurprisingly, interested in her potential support for canceling Batman. G4's investment in the same clout-chasing Batman rich white guy who beats up poor people argument leveled by disingenuous Twitter users, and that is the exact thing that I'm talking about. That is the exact thing I was talking about. Was first alleged by popular streamer and content creator Ms. Click on fellow streamers RGT85's November 12th Spawncast After Debauchery stream. During the stream, in the light of this tragic announcement on the day before, Miss Click, RGT85, and the rest of the show's panel, who did not appear on screen for the particular video, can eventually be heard, found herself discussing and recent the sudden passing of Kevin Conroy. Amidst the reflection of the actors' late careers, some of their favorite moments in portrayal of the Cape Crusader, Miss Click suddenly asked the panel, because we're talking about all this Batman stuff, do you think now that G4 is gone, I can talk about this stuff? Met with encouragement from her fellow panelists, one identified guest laughing, yeah, what are they going to do about it? And RGT85 declaring FG4, which I think a lot of people in this chat are probably thinking the same thing. Miss Click began by asserting people were always like, G4 shut down because of this, because of that. And because I'm like, bro, it was already sus on G4 shutting down before from the interview process. Therefore, the streamer recalled how being offered a position by G4, how she was eventually invited to go through the network's formal interview process, which during the guy interviewing me asked, so why should we cancel Batman? I was like, wait, what? Miss Click continued. And she was like, yeah, you believe me. Why should we cancel Batman? I asked why we were canceling Batman, and he's like, quote unquote, because he's rich and he's white. She said, I was like, what do those two have to do anything with canceling each other? He said, yeah, people just believe he skates on the law, and if someone of color did the exact same thing, they wouldn't get away with it like he does. I'm just waiting for you guys to say something about this. I'm just waiting. Anybody? Anything? Nothing? Zero?
Listen, that smoldering pile of burning material that was the G4 ideas and servers, they got what they fucking deserve.
Mads, anything? Nothing? Zero? She just like, yeah.
Sorry, I was muted.
So in other words, what he said.
I'm not sure I could put it quite as eloquently.
Not as eloquently, but okay, how about a what?
I call bullshit.
I call BS. You call bologna sausage. Okay. I think it's one of the reasons why they didn't pursue me to the next level, the streamer speculated. Because I was like, well, be honest, if I was like getting robbed or assaulted in Arkham, I wouldn't really care who's saving me. I don't care if he's rich or white. I just care enough he's like actually saving people because you're gonna do anything about it. Yeah, he didn't answer. He noted. Yeah, that's everybody's response. I mean, if you're in a situation like that, you wouldn't care if the person saving you is rich or white, would y'all? No, it wouldn't matter, would it?
Makini, I only want people who make under $75,000 a year annual to be able to pull me out of a car, burning wreck, or disarm the individual who has broken unlawfully in my home and is in his underwear smacking me in the head with a hammer while I stand there impotently in my underwear. No rich people, please.
Bruce, okay, what you do in your spare time, Bruce?
No, Matt. It's politics. It's politics.
I know what he's referring to. I'm just saying.
Let's not talk about that, please.
Do you have a licensed hammer for San Francisco?
Furthermore, Miss Click detailed how later on another question they asked me was like, okay, besides Batman, what other superhero would you cancel? Let me ask you that. Let me put that in the chat.
What other superheroes shall we?
I would like to hear from you guys on this one.
You're a white man. Throw me back in the acid pit with the acid-resistant crocodiles. I'd rather be chewed up than be rescued by someone like you.
I just...
Bruce has the ability to be a really awesome Austin Power villain.
No, he totally would.
I want to be Blofeld.
There you go. I put the Q&A. I put the Q&A right there. So just I'd love to hear from you guys. There you go.
Wolf 10, we're happy to have you alive, buddy.
Ultimately, the streamer was the streamer, it was an enthusiastic reaction or offhand answer that made her decide, okay, whatever, I'm turning this job down. And that's it.
Sure.
I'm not saying that this is like false or anything.
I'll say it.
Because I have some trepidations about this. I will say, if this is true, then G4, I wouldn't say got what they deserve, but yeah, it's very telling of what's going on behind the scenes. That's all I'm going to say.
Give me 1 second.
Go ahead, man.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to close the door so I'm not as hurt as well.
All right. Anyway, Matt, go ahead, because I know you probably have more trepidations about this argument than I do. We'll let her close the door.
Yeah, I'm not stepping on her toes. Bowsette, the janitors of G4 just wanted a job. Those guys were harmless. It's the G4 staff that were in front of the camera and behind the camera that were the problems.
All right, Maz. The floor is yours, sweetheart. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. Go ahead and just. All I ask is that the same thing I asked of Bruce. Just don't make sure as long as you don't do it, as long as you don't do or say anything to get my channel taken down or me demonetized, it's
I'll
fair
do my
game.
best.
Go ahead. It's all
no
yours.
balls, Mads. I love you.
Okay, first of all, and I have seen so many channels talk about this.
Okay.
And why does nobody actually ask the one question that has been raging in my mind since I had to sit through this garbage the first time?
Is it real?
Why is everyone taking the word of somebody who admits that they didn't pass the interviewing process, that what she's saying is 100%?
Hmm.
Who's to say that she's not PO'd, that she wasn't the eye candy of choice?
Oh God, let's not go there.
There was such stiff competition.
that she didn't get to be the eye candy of choice. So she's coming up with this a complete nonsense about, why should we cancel the most popular superhero ever?
Well, then there'd be no Peter Parker.
Oh, I gotta say hi. Oh, wait, I gotta say hi to Jester. Hey, Jester. Good to see you, my man. Much love, brother. Anyway, continue. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I agree. It's just like I said, I have some
over and over again women coming up with bullshit because they got slighted.
Mm-hmm.
And this it screams the exact same nonsense to me.
Same playbook. Same.
She got upset because she got upset because she couldn't be part of the outrage of the day club. So she's trying to sell these people down the aisle.
You got a point. I agree. My only argument would be, of all places you would throw a hissy fit for, why G4? Why would it have to be G4 that turns you down?
G4 is the popular one to hate on right now.
True. That's true.
And like the one guy said, it's not like they can do anything about it.
Exactly.
If you're wanting to know who Gina Darling is, a quick Google search will fix a lot of your problems.
Okay. So I have no idea. So I'm just listen. I just thought it was a fun little article to talk about because
I can't stand these things.
My issue is just on the general fact that people don't understand, the people who have such this problem with Batman as Batman and Bruce Wayne as a character have no fundamental understanding of what he represents.
I've never seen people turn around and say this particular phrasing because of.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Her own outrage of the day thing.
Yeah, okay, so let me ask you this. What does Batman represent to you? What is the message that you get from Batman?
Well, for starters, I'm Batman. That's the biggest message I get from him.
Okay.
I would say sidekicks can be replenished.
What about overcoming tragedy? What about using that as a motivation?
Absolutely.
What about not wanting to cross the line? The discipline to not cross that line. What about the desire to do the right thing?
That particular philosophy of not crossing the line, that is a Kevin Conroy particular Batman.
Mm-hmm. What about the idea of making sure that no other person, no other child, no other human being has to go through the same way you did?
Mm-hmm.
What about fighting with your will, your wits, and your brains? Am I close enough? Am I hitting it out of the park there?
No, you are on target.
That's what people keep making these assumptions. It's like he's rich. He's like even if he was broke,
is that he's rich.
yes, but even take that out, it would still be the same character. It would still be those values, though.
But he's still extremely intelligent.
Exactly.
He is actually one of the top minds in the whole DC universe. Everyone always says, he's the most dangerous when you give him time.
Exactly. Sorry, I have a problem with this. I usually have a problem with that mindset because it's just a general mindset people want to throw those plain. I'm like, you make it sound like, and I know it's a kind of a stretch to say this, but you make it sound like people can't relate to a character who is rich, who is wealthy. I'm just saying.
Me or her?
General. I mean, in general, I mean that. Like, another similar character is Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
What is one of the issues Tony Starks deal with? A similar issue that a lot of people deal with. A drinking problem.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking all of your issues away. Alcohol issues. You see, you have to look at it at, you got to look at it at, the surface, but you got to look at what he stands for and what he represents. A lot of Batman's rogues gallery are pretty much tragic.
Mm-hmm.
You really think about it. Of course, the most tragic is Victor Freeze, and for what I heard they did to him in the DC in the comics is really angering.
I am not up to date with the current DC comics, and I will own that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's like they retcon basically his reasoning for wanting to save his wife.
You're talking about the same Mr. Freeze that Schwarzenegger played, right?
No, Mr. Freeze.
We don't know about Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze and the character. He basically acts like a misogynist and such like that. And that is for selfish reasons why he wanted to keep his wife alive and cryogenically frozen. Completely just disregarding and just completely just negating the whole point of Mr. Freeze's character. And why he's one of the most tragic villains in DC. And in Rogues Gallery. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's just this is sorry. This I'm not pissed when I heard stuff about this, but it reminded me of the arguments that people on Twitter would make about when they try to criticize Batman. And it's like you completely miss the fundamental point of his character. Why you look at the animated series. Conroy's portrayal made every single kid be able to identify and understand what he goes through. If not understand, identify, goes through, but understand the values that he's teaching. I'm just saying, guys. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I don't want somebody to actually prove me wrong in this.
I don't think you're wrong. I just don't have enough knowledge about what DC Comics is doing to their own brands and characters now because I've checked out.
Mm-hmm.
They've completely Star Wars the property so bad that I don't want anything. I'm good. My memories from my childhood and early adulthood will sustain me into my elder years.
Okay.
I don't need their new shit.
That's understandable.
I'll go to Comicsgate if I want to read.
But what I'm saying is fundamentally as a character, though. I'm saying this from a fundamental character perspective.
Okay.
That's the criticisms that I hear, and I'm like, you fundamentally don't understand Batman as a character. You don't understand Bruce Wayne as a character. Like, there's a reason why Spider-Man is one of the most relatable heroes in comics, period. Because Peter goes through the same thing that a lot of people from all walks of life go through. A whole lot of people. You know? A whole lot of people that stuff that we're all going through right now. Generally just trying to get by in life. You know? Trying to do something. It's like the same thing. Like, I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if you see this, Mads, but it's the same thing I see with Superman, where it's just like, how hard it is to write a character with that high of a power level and make him seem human. And I was like, I think you can make Superman human. Act as human. Smallville did it. Superman and Lois can do it. The films can do it. The comics can do it. I'm just saying. I guess it's I don't know. I'm just willing to hear from you guys. I don't. Anyway, holy shit. They read Mad Love, completely missed the abusive. Yeah, I agree, Ray. Yeah, they read the Mad Love storyline and they completely missed the abusive elements. Yeah, exactly. Bosco, good to see you, my friend.
Nice start.
You guys go.
This is Superman and Lois, I believe, is the last season. Yeah, it is his last season. Seems that the CW verse is out the door. Bowsette says, you don't erect a statue of successful products. Statues are done in remembrance. Agreed. And commemoration, as Wolf 10 explains, adds on to it. Not to mention, Superman's villains are on a similar power level as well. Exactly.
I would love if somebody would treat Bizarro World right.
Not the character, but Bizarro World, right?
Bizarro World. If somebody would treat Bizarro World right, and then have him be kind of like a co-star in the show's own universe per se, and show why, and show accurately what happened.
Right.
That could bring me back to DC live action.
Okay.
There's the victory plan for how it would have to be done.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of bitching about DC. I've done it for 3.5, 4 years.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
And no offense to superheroes, but most superheroes are kind of boring, which is why Batman is different, because he's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And so is Spider-Man for the opposite reasons. He's very fun to watch because we were so awkward like he was.
Exactly.
But most
some of
superheroes
us still are, to be fair, but yeah.
Most superheroes are absolute garbage to watch because they have to be defined by the threats they face.
Right.
So if we don't have an accurate portrayal of one of the most iconic villains in Superman's rogues gallery, I'm not into it.
Oh, you mean Lex? Yeah, exactly.
Lex has been done to death, and most of Lex's stuff is 3 out of 5 stars.
I would say I still think the best Lex is in Justice League Unlimited, JLU, and even Superman cartoon.
All right.
Oh, that's just my argument.
Some of the DC cartoons were fantastic.
Yes.
Like, to the point where you want to watch those with your kids. Fantastic.
To the point where you realize you watch clips, you realize that we haven't had a good interpretation of Black Canary and Huntress on film since Justice League Unlimited. Is that what you're referring to? Sorry.
Part of it.
Sorry, I didn't want to say that. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah, I just wanted to share that just because I thought it was hilarious, and just thought it's just like true or not. It sounds very G4. It just sounds very G4, like a G4 thing to do, or a Twitter hiring process. You know what I mean? Just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. Oh, dead silence right now. Why did dead silence? Matt, you still here? Sorry.
Yeah, still here.
Okay, I was like, damn, it's got like dead silence right now. I was like, I guess I'm kind of more passionate about this. But yeah, it's just well, we kind of underwent the gamut through a lot of different topics, or kind of one positive, one negative, or one positive and one reflection. But there is listen, bottom line, regardless if this is true or not, I wouldn't be surprised, because it just shows that G4 is just, that was a mistake. And you can't blame it on just Frost. You also have to blame it on the fact that you also have Adam Sessler, who is, for all intents and purposes, a complete POS. A disgusting POS. Sorry. And having that same mentality from the area that I live in.
You know, you can say that all you want, but there's still a very nice man that lives in your neighborhood by the name of Wesley.
What I'm saying is, I wouldn't wish death on my family members just because they voted differently. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's fair.
Of course, to be fair, he was off his rockers way before that too. So anyway. We got one more topic I want to get into. I'm gonna need help from the chat on this one. I am gonna need really big help on the chat on this one. So, the reason I wanted to kind of get into this topic is because of just some recent things I've been seeing in, like, I want to say in like gaming and in different forms of media. Whenever you hear, like, let me ask Bruce and Maz, and I'll ask you guys this. Whenever you hear the announcement of, say, like, an old property getting rebooted, or a franchise getting rebooted, or a franchise getting updated, what is one of the kind of the common things that you hear people talk about when they announce it?
I stopped listening, so I don't know what they talk about.
Can you take a guess?
If you say,
We're updating Pinocchio for modern audiences,
I'm going to be like, and I'm going to turn you the hell off because I don't care. Pinocchio was great back when it was written. It was great when I was a kid, and it will be great 10 years from now. But your reworked shit for today's audience will not be remembered 3 months from its exit from the theater. GFY.
That's a nice way to put it. But yeah, you hit it on the nail on the head. I bring this up just because I was thinking about some of the recent game announcements I've been hearing for the first one being for the reboot of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, a beloved IP in Ubisoft, a very beloved IP. And one of the warning signs was that they were going to retool the story and update it for a quote unquote modern audiences, modern sensibilities. And in a Friends Per Second podcast on SkillUp's channel, which I highly recommend everybody to sub to, he had, I think, one of the runners for, I guess, one of the people working on the Fable reboot, which is, for those who don't know, Fable is getting a reboot, and it's going to be done by Playground Games, aka the Forza Horizon developers. It's interesting to kind of see how their expertise at racing games apply to an RPG, especially an RPG game of this kind of magnitude and scale. But in the podcast, we heard that the Fable reboot is planning to be updated for modern sensibilities. Modern Mads, do you know the clip with Robert De Niro laughing his ass off in the theater?
You know, that actually brought more of a Vincent Price from Thriller.
Okay, yeah, Vincent Price with Thriller. Okay, I was thinking that too. And you hear kind of that thing when it comes to other properties too. The point I'm saying is just from my experience, and there's this thing with Kotaku article of I think it's a Kotaku article basically slamming the developers of Final Fantasy 16. And I brought this up last week. Final Fantasy 16 for having most of their cast not be POC. And they say that it's, the director came out and said that, it is taken from European mythology, taken from European times, so it makes sense. And I said before, and I stand by, and I actually support that. And then they went on a tirade saying that all Japanese developers need to tailor their games for more modern sensibilities. The reason I want to bring this up is because I have a very much every time I hear that, it worries me. That's, to me, it's just a red flag. The reason it's a red flag is because whenever and a lot of this, and for those who know, a lot of this applies to Japanese media. It's most Japanese games and such like that get the brink of it when they're trying to adapt to a modern audiences. Whenever I hear that word or hear a similar phrase of like that, it's adapting for those sensibilities. Do not presume when I know what I need to do. I've been hearing, it's like in this case, Wolf 10 telling you what you think you want instead of what you actually want. You know what I mean? And Ray says, if modern sensibilities was about implementing quality of life improvements in the gameplay, sure, but that's not what it goes for these sequels. Whenever I hear a property is going to be, announced as property is getting rebooted and adapted for modern audiences with modern sensibilities, or I'm just gonna be blatant when I say this, Western sensibilities. That is a red flag for me, because it usually equates to there are things in the original property that they deem to be quote unquote, and I hate this word. I honestly hate this word. Problematic. Icky. Yikes energy, as Frost would say. And that would give you the reason to change it. I say this as somebody who is pretty much anti-censorship for the most part. I'm anti-censorship and sensibilities, but whenever I hear it from modern audiences, it's like, so you cannot, and it's not even a whole. I hate the word woke now. I hate the word woke.
Well,
but
woke, it's used, isn't even accurate.
Exactly. But it's used, and that's why I always use the alternative word as identity politics. When you want to change the story to adapt to a modern audience, that worries me because you're adapting to sensibilities that are honestly not favorable, that are only favorable by a few, by a select few, only by a slight few. Like, I kind of see it as the same ways as you're looking for this. I know you guys heard this before, looking for a phantom audience, doing it for this phantom audience. And it's like the phantom audience is going to, we always hear the counter argument is that phantom audience doesn't even, buy the products and such like that. The thing is that with the whole modern audience is like, it's not really a modern audience when you think about it. Like, it's more attending to what you think the modern audience wants to see. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's what the creators think the modern audience wants to see. And it's completely ignoring the fact that the modern audience today has multiple sensibilities. Not just on a right versus left kind of thing, but in general. Can you really gauge a modern audience now? Legit question. Can you really gauge what the modern audience would be like now? Would want now?
Legit answer? I don't think I could accurately gauge what this chat would want.
Exactly. I think that's the point. Like, when you really think about things, when you really sit down and think about it, everybody is the modern audience. Everybody who is living in this time right now is the modern audience, young and old. Everybody would technically be the modern audience. You know what I mean? When you think about it. Just because, and Bowsette brings a good point, and I bring that up because it's the same thing I heard when you want to cater to the West. When you hear foreign games or foreign properties want to cater to the West, and it's with I think a big shining example is whenever you hear anime, certain animes and stuff wanting to cater to the West, and it's like, you don't understand why we as Westerners actually appreciate that in the first place. We don't want to cater to our sensibilities because I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I apologize. I'm not going to speak for everyone else here, but I'm going to speak for myself when I say I prefer the way the original sensibilities. That's what makes it interesting, I guess you could say, because it's not for Western audiences. Actually makes it more interesting. It makes us intrigued and wanting to check it out. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
Putting a different
I'm saying this for myself, though. But...
Okay, still, I'm going to answer yourself.
Okay.
Putting a different light onto it, though. I mean, yes, generally when I hear, we're going to reimagine this, I mean, and don't jump. I'm going to say to one in particular, don't jump in on this. Let me finish my train of thought. Like the recent Velma series.
I'm sorry.
Dude.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, buddy. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, that's who I'm cussing at.
Okay.
Yeah, with the recent Velma series that's coming out, or a lot of the time, most of the time when I hear, "Oh, we're reimagining this," or we're going to be doing this, my first thought is, cue the outrage tweets.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But in the same light, there was a game
You're not
were
wrong.
playing.
You're not wrong.
Mhm. There was a game you were playing on your Twitch channel the other day that was actually really refreshing to look at because of, and I'm going to use a word that's going to like upset a lot of people. The diverse cast that was in it.
Inertial drift.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly what you're talking about.
I asked when it was put out. I mean,
it's 2020. Yeah, it came out in 2020. It has
but
a very diverse
even though
cast.
for some reason the
art
graphics
style.
are absolute crap on the people.
Not for me. Not for me. Not for a lot of people. A lot of people say that. For me, that's the art style.
No,
because
in comparison to the cars and everything else in that video in that game, the people are like
flat 2D.
Flat. I mean, it's looking at dress-up dolls that talk, and it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah. It's part of the art style.
The fact that the characters themselves were such a wide variety.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had the big buff female, you had the girl with the hijab,
large female, you had an hijabi character. You had a lot of different characters.
You had the skinny black guy, the chunkier one. A huge, big difference in the characters, and that was actually really nice to look at.
Yeah, exactly. That didn't bother me one bit. That didn't bother me one bit.
I liked it, actually.
I liked it. Yeah, exactly.
I do wish that they were a little less 2D because the graphic.
Well, it's part of the art style, and it's probably what they can work with. Remember, Inertial Drift is independent.
Oh,
it's an independent title.
Yeah,
it's not a big AAA, so they don't have. So that's what they worked with, and that's the style they went for, and I absolutely love it and adore it.
An absolute you even saw me raving in the chat about it, like how the detail they went into the cars.
Oh yeah,
because even in the big games, we generally don't see that kind of
unique art style to it.
The shimmer and stuff that you got on the cars.
Yeah. Maybe because I play a lot of maybe because I've been playing a lot more older games on Twitch recently. It's true. So I haven't played many of the modern tiles.
I generally don't pay attention to the most recent games unless you're saying.
But I guess what you're saying, because I heard that.
I'm not a racing game fan.
No, but what I'm saying, but I get what you're saying. But I also get what you're saying in the fact that with a lot of games nowadays, they try to go for realism. They try to be realistic in terms of their art styles and such. So something to see that's a very unique art style or something that's very appealing and something that's not so different from the norm is actually much appreciated.
But also
that's what I appreciated too.
That went into the cast that with that game. That they didn't just go with, standard female number 5 and 6.
No.
Racing guy number 8.
No, the characters. The characters kind of.
I'm willing to bet, saying out those random numbers, you came up with images.
I see what you're saying. I'll totally see what you're saying, and I think that. I also think that I do think that the benefit. I do think that there is some benefit when you try to go for modern audiences because you can make something that is relatable to, I guess, whoever the audience is that you're trying to appeal to. But the problem is that when you try to appeal to a modern audience, you don't understand that you have to count everyone in there. So it has to be something that is going to be something that is going to be relatable to every single walk of life. You know what I mean?
The problem is, and most really don't get this, is yes, you can make something relatable depending on the walk of life to whatever, but you don't want to do it at the expense of another race.
You don't want to. No, you don't want an expense. Yeah, that's why a lot of people and what Bowsette was saying in the channel diversity done right. Exactly.
Mhm.
It's not forced. It feels natural.
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't feel out of sense. It doesn't feel out of place in a way. And yeah, Ray, we go back to the start of the stream. We did an entire hour. Go back to the first hour of the stream. We covered it in full. So, and yeah, Ray Venkman. Ray also says that Infinity Train fans certainly hate Velma for what it represents. That I'm assuming the particular show.
Yeah.
Because Infinity Train's another unique property as well. It's just. I think whenever I hear modern audience, I think it's for whatever is the popular trend at the time, or for the Twitter audience, or for the TikTok audience, or for whatever is trending, or whatever is, let's say, the approved mindset, the approved rules, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like the approved, whatever is the approved thing. I get a feel like that's what they mean from modern audiences. It's like, and the reason I brought this up is because Melanie Mac was bringing it up a couple times with not just with the Fable reboot, but and the Fable reboot and the Splinter Cell reboot, but. She is a diehard, Lara Croft fan. She's a fan of the original Lara Croft, the original Tomb Raider, and the classic Tomb Raider. And when you hear it rebooted for a modern audience, and she's not a fan, and she's open out that she is not a fan of the 2013 rebooted Tomb Raider, the more darker Tomb Raider, darker Lara Croft.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of with that because I'm not a fan of that kind of style of character either. Although I do like her look, all things considered, I'm not a fan of I'm more of the classic one, just because there's a lot of. You know what?
What?
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this argument. I'm gonna make this argument, and I want to see if you guys can. I'm gonna make this argument.
Mm-hmm.
There is actual. Modern audiences they think a modern audience doesn't like attractive characters when it's so far from the truth. They think the modern audience thinks that attractive characters don't have depth when that is so far from the truth.
Yeah, I've been fighting against that trope.
Am I wrong?
And sad thing is, that's really old stereotype too.
It is.
That I will admit pisses me off.
Go ahead, go.
Because
I know exactly what I'm about to talk about, and I think you read Balzette's comment too, and I think you know what I'm talking about too.
Yep. And I will completely own, even a while back, I saw a similar comment made by some friends in the community, even on Twitter, some years back, and I lost it on it because I have been fighting against this fight for years, because the common belief of the larger equipment a woman has, the less brain cells she has.
Exactly. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Or alternatively, Mads,
mm-hmm.
if a character is well endowed, that just means objectification. That just instantly means objectification.
Oh yeah.
When that can be just a feature of the character.
But that's also something
and it doesn't
that
have to be sexualized. Too. It doesn't have to be. Just because a female character is well endowed doesn't mean she's sexualized.
Yeah, but the sad thing is that actually happens in reality too.
It happens a lot. It does, and I'm guilty of it. No, and I'm saying that it's legitimately as somebody who draws a lot of large-chested characters.
Yeah, so do I. I mean,
and I stand by that.
Large tatas matter.
Yes, but it doesn't mean that they're sexualized.
No. And it doesn't mean anything.
I might have to do a sketch diary video on just that topic alone because.
Oh yeah.
But the problem is that, and Ray says it best, and I think the issue is that with classic Lara, it's not that she's worn down; it's just that she has a very athletic build. She's incredibly athletic. She's very toned. She's very fit thick. As I gotta say, fit thick, fit and curvy. I guess you could say, and that's a problem. And they think modern audiences don't like that. I can prove you wrong. I can prove you wrong on so many levels of that. Just saying, guys. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead. Anyway, sorry. No, I just want to point that out.
But it frustrates me because it's a one-sided.
It's a one-sided argument. Yeah, it's a one-sided mindset and argument. Exactly.
Because, spoilers, I am an old school feminist. This is one of those things that you don't see being projected onto men, though. Because it's not as obvious. The size of his, determines his brain cells or.
Exactly. That's why I said earlier today that I think attractive characters have depth too. And I know that you guys can sound off. I know everybody in this chat can name off an entire list of attractive characters with a lot of depth that people relate to easily. I'm just saying. You don't need to be ugly to be relatable. You don't need to have this kind of mindset. It's like, you ever think for once that, and Maz, I'm glad you brought up the situation with guys, because you know what's missing? Because you know what they completely lack?
What's that?
Aspiration. They never think that you look at somebody like I look at, like I'll see very fit guys around me, and I'm just like, I want to be fit just like them. I was like, that dude's cut to the nines, man. I want to be just like him. I want to lose that much weight.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say my Twitter had a fair amount of
but
exercise gurus of a particular.
But we see that as this, what we see, but one thing that's lacking, and I think it's in general, is as that aspiration. Look at superheroes is a great example of that. You aspire to be just like them. I look at Captain America, Steve Rogers. I want to aspire to be like him.
It's because he's not just like super fit or anything like that at any even remotely achievable rate. Because I'm sorry, none of us have Howard Stark kicking around.
Yeah, no one's had the super soldier serum, exactly.
But his, I want to say philosophies, but it's not the right word.
You can say philosophy.
It's the closest I'm getting right now.
I think you can say, because I know what you're about to say. It's that scrawny kid. It's that scrawny kid who wants to be a hero.
Yeah, who
wants to do the right thing.
Who does the right thing without thinking. And that's one of the reasons why I love Captain America, because that was my grandfather.
The first Captain America film exemplifies that to such an incredible degree. Ideal, exactly. Bowsette said it right in the nail. It's those ideals. It's those ideals.
Thank you.
Ray puts another comment in here. There's these people have the nerve to assume that we like Susan Storm because of the 90s terrible 90s midlife crisis outfit because skin, overlooking the fact that it was lambasted even at the time. Exactly.
Because that suit was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. Appealing, yes, but it is ridiculous.
But that was also like
work for the character.
That was a reflection of the ridiculousness of the 90s outfits for the female superheroes at the time. Exactly. I mean, Dagger. That is the outfit she had at the time is still to this day one of the ones that I both love and hate at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you think we're dumb. You think we're just dumb for liking this. You think it's just like, oh, we see this, we immediately fall behind. It's like that's not true. It's like we have brains too. The audiences who likes this content has a brain as well. Like this. Okay.
A lot of the times, the thing that I'm circling back to the superheroes thing, a lot of the time with the superheroes, those why we relate to them have nothing to do with how they look or what magic powers they have or anything that, let's face it, none of us actually do. But it's their ideals and what they believe in. And at the core, most of them just believe in protecting the little guy and fighting for what's wrong with the world.
Exactly.
Or fighting against what's wrong with the world. That's the words I'm looking for.
Exactly. It's just. Can I speak on a personal level for me? All right. I used to be big into fighting games. I used to be. I played your Tekkens, your Soul Calibers, your Street Fighters, name it.
I'm hoping that's where you got those from.
Yeah, yes, sir. But one series that I've enjoyed and I've always loved was Dead or Alive.
Mm-hmm.
And Dead or Alive is known for its fan service. But the reason I'm bringing that up is just because we're hearing this, because it's just some stupid Twitter spat with this possibility of Dead or Alive Ninja Gaiden getting rebooted and having complaints about DOA 6 and somebody in the chats saying that we're not, just if you liked DOA because of the fan service, then you're not an actual DOA fan. And it's like, you completely missed the point that people who did like the fan service aspect of DOA were fans and were also possible competitor professional players too.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Sorry, that was just. Listen, the fan service activist got me interested in DOA, but it was the gameplay that got me hooked.
Yeah.
It was to the point where you can look at the fan services as an extra, as a cherry on top. Hey Emerald, hey Christian fan of Geek, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
But it exemplifies that you can enjoy, just because we like this attractive thing or this fan service thing doesn't mean we're stupid. Doesn't mean we're one-dimensional. Doesn't mean we think the same way. That's the part I hate the most when it comes to these kind of assumptions. That is what the part that I will immediately speak out against, because just because I draw what I draw doesn't mean I have this mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Mads can prove that to you. Every single woman, every single female I've had on this stream, and every single woman I'm friends with in real life can prove it to you. That's not how I see women all the time. That's not the mindset that I have in real life. This is going to be hard. I've always wanted to do a topic about this on a Sketch Diary thing. I always want to do a Sketch Diary topic about this, but it's so hard for me to actually articulate what I'm saying because it's this fucking stigma that I have gotten, that I got so sick of, that I'm happy to speak up about.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm into this kind of shit doesn't mean I have a mindset. I have a archaic mindset of it. Just because people who are into this don't. There's further proof that what I do here shows that it's appealing to everyone. People just like appealing stuff. People just think that people just like stuff that is just appealing to them. That is easy on the eyes to them, Frost. They just like it. It's a general thing. And that applies to everyone. And everyone has their own taste.
I'm sure that in a parallel universe, Frost goes to church twice on Sundays, once on Wednesdays. She's got big hair. She's got like 3 or 4 kids, married. She's obedient.
I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is, people who complain think like the people who like this stuff have this simple-minded mindset. Who aren't as intelligent. It's like almost like this holier than thou mentality. Yes, I'm raising my voice about this because I'm very passionate about this shit. This kind of art, I know I'm changing it. I know I'm changing. I know I feel like I'm changing stuff when I say this, but I mean this when I say it. The stuff that I'm into, the stuff that I do like, the stuff that a lot of people like, you don't realize that kind of stuff may have helped people go through tough times in their lives. It made people understand who they are. It may have actually helped people have better relationships with people of the opposite sex or people of the same sex. I never thought for a single moment that I knew that what I liked was scoffed upon, but I never realized how much of a female fan base I would have for the stuff I do. Legitimately. Mads. Okay.
Yes, dear.
Is it something about the work that speaks to you?
What, your work?
Were you able to just something that you can identify with? Something that you felt relatable
Sometimes.
to?
I make no secret of the fact that when it comes to, doesn't matter your art, the games you play, whatever, I'm hanging out because I like the person.
Exactly.
Holding the pen, the controller.
But I do believe
if I have no
that
patience for if I have no patience for nonsense that comes out of somebody's mouth, I will disappear fast.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that this whole modern audience thing, it goes deeper for me. Why I have a problem with it, because there's a lot of sensibilities behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I love what I do. And I love the stuff I'm into. And the fact that is that it's appealing to everyone. It's just visually appealing to everyone. It makes people like seeing it. Like, I've been told by women before, I am not joking when I say that. I have been told by women before that the girls I draw actually made them feel confident about themselves.
I believe it.
Made them feel better about themselves.
God, I hope.
I'm not saying it's just a complete improve their self-esteem by like 100%, but it did make them feel good about themselves. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to brag here. I don't like bragging. I'm just saying that I've heard that in my life at least once or twice. I've heard women tell me that.
Hey, Maki.
I'm serious when I say that.
Mm-hmm.
When I die, will you do me a favor and delete my browser history?
Sure.
Thanks.
I've heard Mads tell me that. I've heard Maria tell me that. I've heard Squeeka tell me that. I've heard Arwen tell me that.
I've heard a lot of women say that too.
So I'm gonna get in. I'm probably gonna get more into this later.
I mean, yes, we like to tease about the fact you make us cry, but
no, it's
it comes from a place of love.
Big veiny place of love.
I'm gonna have to dedicate a video or a dedicated stream actually explaining this, because I feel like I do have to. I know Christian guys are saying I don't have to justify myself as saying this, but in some cases I feel like I do, because that's one thing. Because if you want to get under my skin, having that mindset is one way. I'm just gonna say it. And I do have a problem with that mentality. I really do. I really do have a problem with that mentality. I'm sorry. It's you there's a lot more to human beings than just surface level. There's a lot more to people than just the surface level, I guess what I'm saying. And if you want to make these assumptions, these general assumptions that people don't like this or people don't like that, then you're completely. Then I think I honestly think that whatever you're planning to do is doomed to fail. This whole modern audience is not in my opinion, and this is from my personal opinion, is not a recipe for success. Because you don't know what the modern audience, because the modern audience includes everyone. It's too general. It's too broad of a term. But you don't want to come out and say it's specifically for this type of audience, this Twitter audience or this TikTok audience or this, I guess, ideology or identity politics type audience, I guess you could say. I hate the word woke. I hate the word woke, and I hate using the word woke. I say screw Western sensibilities. People who enjoy the shit, people are gonna enjoy it. People make it for people who are gonna enjoy it, who are gonna love it. Make it appeal. If I put something out, I don't want it to just say appeal to a modern audience. I want it to appeal to everybody. Everybody who can find this appealing, everybody who can enjoy this, who are going to enjoy a good story or good art or whatever. That's who I'm aiming at. There's an audience, you have to aim for an audience. You do have to aim for an audience, but when you say modern audience, it's too general, it's too generalized, and it's too broad of a term. Because that applies to everybody. When you say modern audience, do you mean, are you trying to apply to everyone? You're trying to apply to a specific group of what you think is a modern audience. If it's what you think is a modern audience, then that's not the modern audience. Am I wrong? Am I wrong in saying that?
No, not really.
You
put it in practice, see what happens.
When you say for a modern or a global audience, and Emerald said it best, for a global audience, it's applying to a specific standard that is approved, that the mainstream is approved for, having these specific talking points that is approved for that audience. That
I'd like to welcome Emerald Taurus. I haven't seen her in forever.
Him, I don't know.
Him? My bad.
Exactly.
That's okay. I thought the same thing, Bruce.
I don't appeal to Western. I don't care about Western standards, honestly. I say F Western standards. It's just like whatever.
Even it's still such a weird concept, because what most people consider Western standards, they look at and they will say, white standards. They wind up lumping everybody in the same thing. I don't even like being lumped in with the North Americans. Like, yes, I am born here in Canada, but my dad is from Europe.
Exactly. But it's just when you apply it to Western standards, it's like that applies to everybody. And Western standards are different. There's no. I like to think that there's no like general approved rule set for Western standards. There may be a general kind of vibe you get from Western standards, but it's very nuanced, I guess you could say. It's to say it's very nuanced though, because there's a lot of because everybody has different kind of because the West is a melting because we're a melting pot, so we have different standards, we have different ideals of what we see. It's subjective. I guess you could say it's very subjective. So having a general audience is just make it apply to everybody. And that's not a hard thing. It's not easy to apply to everyone because you have so many factors at play, but it is achievable. It's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass. I'm just it's
okay.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. General, find your audience. Find your niche, find your audience, and if you want to appeal, and you ultimately you want to appeal to everyone, but what I learned is that when you just make something good, it appeals to everybody. It will appeal to everyone. Sometimes when you don't focus on trying to appeal to a general audience, it actually ends up resonating with a general audience. I am a firm believer. Like, okay, you know what a good example is? What's our favorite punching bag? What's our favorite punching bag?
Mine?
Ours, general. What's everybody's favorite punching bag?
Oh, God. California?
Disney.
Oh, that too. Sorry.
Think about this.
Sorry.
Think about this. Think about before Disney. Disney had the princess line, and that was like, okay, that's a surefire way to appeal to girls, and they wanted something that appealed to boys. Hence, why they acquired Star Wars and why they acquired Marvel in 2009. But along the way, it was, and I said this. I brought this up in a comment on Loki's stream before, that they have something that is meant for boys, but they ended up tailoring it to girls though. Even though they have a boys product ready to go, yet they still want to tailor that boys product for girls, and it has varying degrees of success, in my opinion. Varying degrees of success. Like inconsistent, if you know what I mean. And I say this is that Disney, the problem is with Disney, I think the problem is with a lot of companies, and I mean this, it's not just that they hate applying to male, they're afraid. They're afraid of making something that is just for boys. They are afraid of making something that is just for boys because they know the stuff that boys are into. And they're afraid of it.
And lots of them.
Say it again?
Sexy dames and lots of them.
The boys are into a lot of stuff.
I know.
And I'm saying this from young boys to teenage boys to men in general. They know what guys are into, and they're afraid of making something that is so tailored to boys. They're afraid of it, straight up. Am I wrong?
Seeing says I've never been a boy. I don't know really how much I can weigh on this one.
But here's my point. But let me continue my point. What they don't understand or what they fail to realize is you can make something that is just for boys and girls can still get into it.
No.
Really? Yeah.
No, you can't do
Yeah,
that.
I know it's a crazy concept. You can make something that is for boys, and yet girls can still get into it.
Girls won't play with a Hot Wheels car unless it's pink.
I've talked to a lot of girls growing up who played Hot Wheels when they were kids, and GI Joes and action figures.
Well,
Girls will begin to play stuff.
Guess
Guess what? We have a huge DC fan as our panelist.
Hello.
And DC is usually meant for boys. Am I wrong? Right, Bats?
That's what I have been told over and over again. Even my daughter was told that once, that she couldn't be a Batman fan because, she's a girl.
Well, guess what? She can't. And millions of women can. What they don't understand is that women can get into boy stuff too. It can be appealing to women
You know
as
what?
well.
You know what? Emerald Taurus has a good example right there.
My Little Pony, exactly. Yeah, bronies exist. Bronies. It works. It's a two-way street. I guess you could say it's a two-way street.
Yep.
So you don't have to make some, because it's like the whole thing is like, if you see a boy's product and girls are into it, then they have to tailor that just specifically for girls. I'm like, actually, you don't need to. Just continue making it for boys because girls will end up finding things that they're into, and the same can work the other way around. I'm just saying, it's like you can make some. I'm not saying it's wrong to make a product meant for general audiences or make for female audiences, because I think I think that's great you're doing that, but don't come to me telling me that girls can't get into something that would be tailored for boys when that is an absolute lie.
I mean,
don't be afraid to make something that is tailored to boys. Don't be afraid to, because guess what? Girls will end up getting into it. And guess what? And I'm going to tell you this. When girls want to get into something that's meant for boys, they don't want to change it. They don't want to change it. Emerald Toss, exactly. Most manga are written and created by women. Guess what? A lot of the hentai stuff, a lot of the doujinshis are made by women. Just think about that.
Don't worry, my vor creators out there. Most of that's written by white men, though.
I'm just saying, if there's a hentai manga that you're really into, that you're probably beating off to, it was probably made by a woman. That doesn't change anything.
This conversation took a weird turn.
I'm keeping it real.
It doesn't help that I'm half paying attention because I'm working on doing some outlining, and Maki's erasing in the background, so all I see is his hand going up and down. That's not helping.
You know what? That was.
Hey, phrasing!
But you get what I'm saying, though. You get what I'm saying, right? Exactly. It's like, I'm just saying, it's like, listen, whatever I want to put out, say with Midnight Rush or something, I know the audience it's tailored for. Hey, don't laugh.
I'm laughing at Grumpy, not you.
Oh, okay.
Grumpy went Bugs Bunny on me.
Oh, okay. No, but I know that for whatever I want, it's definitely probably tailored for a boy audience, but I know for a fact that I probably will have elements that girls will get involved in it too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because, this is going to be a real big shocker for most of modern people. Girls like being told they're pretty.
That and they like having.
Do you know how many women I have that are my channel members? Like half of my channel members are women. Like even the top channel members are women.
You have just about as many women on your channel as fans as I have men on mine.
Exactly.
Same percentage.
I get to brag about it sometimes that I get bored. I get more girls on my panel, it's bigger channels sometimes. I'm like, but something for boys can speak to girls as well.
Well,
you don't have to tailor. I'm just saying you don't have to tailor something just for girls to be successful. You can make something, and you don't have to be afraid to make something that is made for boys and still be successful and still find a female audience as well, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Shit, yeah, if there are bronies in the My Little Pony and fandom made for girls, there's a lot of boy fans in it.
Yeah, I can't imagine where we'd find one.
What does you mean?
Bless you.
I'm gonna fire both of y'all, okay?
But where are you going to find somebody that rants over deep dish pizza like Bruce? Yeah, I know I'm replacing.
Let me explain here. Just because I did fan art of it back in the day doesn't mean I'm one, okay?
I like to tease you.
Just doesn't mean
pizza.
I don't do that anymore. Just because I did fan art of it back then doesn't mean that I am now.
Later,
check out that picture I put up on
Bandito.
Your vast beverage collection?
Yeah. They were selling 12 packs of beer for $7 because the summer's over.
Did you leave any in the state?
It's all here in the apartment.
Exactly. Grumpy can back me up.
Thanks to Bruce, Texas is now a dry state because he has all of it.
I'm just saying. Honestly, I think this is a character that Little Bear would like. Honestly,
the one you're working on, probably.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously cute. If I show her the original one,
you saw the design of the character, right?
Oh yeah, the original one. Yes, I could totally see her running around like that.
Yeah, and the thing is, people like VTubers are a big thing now. So VTubers are like the popular thing. So you'd be surprised they made a VTuber character essentially. And I got a bunch of fan art I'm using as reference. All of it's safe for work, so it's nothing.
Yeah, the only thing that's not safe for work is his hand, apparently.
Oh, we're demonetized. There you go.
It's YouTube, not Twitter.
At first, I thought she said we're demogenized. I'm like, no,
that happened a long time ago. That
was his celebration stream.
Exactly.
His monetization celebration stream. He was monetized for a whole 10 seconds, or 10 minutes actually.
What?
And then it went. And then so somebody on the panel said or did something, and they went, nope.
So if I show my hand long enough, it's gonna put me at risk. I'm just saying, See, I wonder if I can live stream on Twitter and get the same thing. If I show my hand for like 3 hours, would be sensitive content.
Walkie, check out Bowsette's comment.
What?
Bowsette.
Hand it up.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Great roll. You ain't wrong. Of course you do today. Exactly. It's too spicy. My hand is too spicy for Twitter. I'm still laughing at that. I'm like, wait a minute. So the spicy drawing is fine, but I show a picture of my hand actually drawing it, and it has to be flagged.
And y'all say I thirst for chocolate.
Exactly.
Clearly, who's ever running Twitter does.
Exactly. I'm home. Exactly. I'm OFing myself apparently when I do the stream.
You know, Mads, you really should try this.
Oh my god.
Actually, I'm not a Porter fan.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we got to wrap this up because it's been a long. Sorry guys, I couldn't get the inks. I couldn't get the colors done. But how does she look?
Yes.
Though? But that's the
Yes,
outline.
Maki's officially NC-17.
But
yeah, he always has been.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that. But I do love the outline though. I like the outline so far. Yeah, I like the outline. So it's very clean lines. So I'm going to be, and this is for the channel. By the way, this is the monthly poll drawing for channel members. For the channel members, guys. Channel members. So anyway, we're going to get more into the channel member stuff right after Bruce and Mads do their outros. So you guys, floor is all yours. Do you guys have anything to share? Bruce, you're up first.
Well, tomorrow night, me and a friend of mine, a friend of the channel, Janet from Another Planet, will be discussing the 1984 Nick Castle-directed classic, The Last Starfighter. Starts at 7 p.m. 1900 Central Standard Time for all of you with a DD-214. Swing on by. Admission is free. Commentary should last about 3 hours.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Check it out. And now we have the one and only lovely Mads Mamabear, who's got. Oops, sorry. I accidentally kicked. That was a boomer count.
Yeah.
That was an accident.
Bye, everybody.
But that looks great, man. Seriously, that looks great.
Trying to play with one of my favorite artists' styles with a character that
She looks adorable.
She does look adorable. I'm not keen on.
And that is watercolors, right? That is oil.
Yes, that is my gravy watercolors.
See, we do need to get Tabitha on to do like an oil stream. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, for those who may have missed it, yesterday I did do my standard Saturday morning cartoon live stream, and I was joined by the birthday boy, Sean Stackhouse, where we remembered Batman, did a memorial remembering type thing for Batman, and this was the piece I did on it. So, for the meantime, you can hop over, give that a watch, or check out some of my bite-sized videos. Later on this week, the bite size for this one is going to go up. I've also got shorts I'm working on, and again, every Saturday morning, I will be drawing live and maybe even having a guest.
Who knows? I may someday pop in.
You are always welcome to pop in. There's a couple.
That is if I'm able to get back to working Monday through Fridays.
And I recognize, even though so some of my biggest supporters are out in your end, I know I do it really early for you guys.
I'm West Coast. This is what
I know.
Okay, so to Johnny Ohm, to Parrot Head, and to Darth Orlena, this is what we do here. This is what I do for channel members. I do art batches each month. Each month, I do an art batch. If you guys are interested, please send me the link. Give me your email address, and I will happily include you guys in this month's art batch. This is the monthly poll drawing. Thanks to every channel member that voted. Thanks to everybody who voted. It is Iono from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So thought this would be fun. So I'm going to be working on it all this week, getting the line work done, getting the inks done. So if you guys are to my new channel members, I will include you guys in a special group that I put. It's called the CSF Nation Members Chat. It's a member group just for my channel members, where you guys get updates on all of the channel member stuff we do here. This is basically the main highlight of my monthly art batches is the poll drawing that everybody gets to vote on. So I will be doing this in color this week as well. Since this is Thanksgiving week, I'm going to have a lot of time off, so I'm going to be getting a lot done this week. So don't be surprised if you see me streaming a lot and doing maybe I may do a cafe stream on like Friday or so, just to, you know what I'm saying, or I might be on Twitch and stuff like that. But I will be doing a lot of work, and I'm going to try to get this done this week. The colors I'm going to get done this week. Tomorrow I'm going to definitely get sometime tonight I'm going to try to get started on the details and the outline. But this will be included in the art batch this week. So if you guys are interested, but there's not more. This is everybody who's interested. For the 3 new channel members, this is basically me plugging the channel memberships here. Every channel if every tier gets an exclusive sketch in their art batch this month, and I've done 3 so far. This is for the basic tourist tier. This is the basic tier. That's $1 a month, and I did this one of a girl basically playing with her hair. I think that's detail. People love the hair details. So that is the basic tier. If you're at the resident tier, you're going to be getting this one, the wrong link sketch. I took that joke and turned it into the exclusive sketch for wrong link, which includes Chibi Maki. You get Chibi Maki as well. I will definitely make emotes of Chibi Maki for channel members too. So I still have a lot. As you can tell, I still have a lot to do. But if you're at the let me turn this on. So if you're at the resident tier, that's what you're getting is your exclusive sketch. And you also, if you're a resident tier, you'll also be getting the monthly poll drawing as well with processed photos. Listen, talk to Mads and Bruce that I go all out when I'm doing this. Tell them. Just tell them.
Like to see you in the membership. I think you'll like.
Matt knows I'm really going the extra mile.
He does.
Like, you want to explain kind of some of the stuff that you got from last month?
Honestly, it's the kind of thing that I really wish some of the other I would really love some of the other channel members who received it to rave, because I am lousy about raving about stuff.
Okay. I'll take that as an endorsement.
But it's still it's supporting, and everything does go back to furthering the channel.
Guys, like Grumpy, like Stunning, these guys will tell you they love the art batches. Bandito will tell you that they've been loving last month's art batch because I really went all in. And so, but this is for the resident tier sketches. Yes, I'm going to promote the shit out of this because I'm going to continue doing it.
Yes.
Because I think it's worth it, because you're getting what you're worth. It's worth. If you're being part, this is what you're getting. And for the representative tier, which is where Johnny, Arlena, and Parrot Head, all 3 of y'all, you guys are representative tier. This is what you're getting in your sketch. By the way, the higher the member, by the way, you're getting all, by the way, if you're at the representative tier, you're getting all 3 sketches. You're getting all 3 sketches. So you're getting 3 exclusive sketches in your batch this month. So, but this is the representative tier, a little mix of Japanese race queens meets American hot rod culture. So this is, if you're a representative, this is what you're getting. Something really cool I did based on one of the Hot Wheels I got last week. So hope you guys like that. This is the representative tier. Now I have to do one more for my ambassadors. So I did tell that anybody who's in the ambassador tier, I did say I might do something a little more spicy for you guys. By the way, if you're at an ambassador tier, you get 1 extra exclusive color drawing from me as well. So you get 2 color drawings. You get 4, I repeat, 4 exclusive sketches and 2 color drawings each month. On top of that, I am still working on the I am still working on the you also all channel members get an exclusive time lapse video each month. So I'm still working on the Witchy Rosalina one. I'm still working on it. I'm still going to try to get it out this week. I promise, guys. I am so sorry if I've been late on that one. But right here, I own this monthly character draw. Every monthly character drawing we do becomes a time lapse video exclusive for channel members. So to break it down, you get an exclusive sketch. You get a color drawing. Depending on what tier you get, you may get 2 color drawings. But if you get an exclusive sketch, you get a color drawing. You get access to exclusive art that basically you don't get anywhere else each month. You get channel member videos. You will also get, and I'm gonna announce this, guys. I'm looking at possibly Friday. I'm thinking Friday. I will do the first members only live stream. So you guys will get to come on. If you're a channel member, you will get to come on and chat with me in a members only stream. However, if you're at the resident tier and higher, I will actually be able to do sketch requests. I will do sketch requests during a members only live stream, and I'm looking at possibly Friday to do the members only stream. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. So I'll give you guys more information throughout the week so you guys can know. Okay. All right. Are we good?
Yeah.
On top of that, you won't be able. Oh, Grumpy said he will not be able to make it on Friday. I got to figure out. If not Friday, then maybe Saturday. We may do a Saturday. I may be a members only stream on Saturday. We'll see. We'll see. You just have to stay tuned. Let's stay tuned to this space, okay? I'll try to provide more information throughout this week so you guys will know when. Oh man. Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be doing this. You guys are freaking amazing. I'm liking how this one turned out. I'm really liking how this one turned out. So I have a lot to do. So you know me, you probably wonder why I'm not like so active everywhere. It's just because I'm busy making stuff for the channel members, making stuff for you guys. So you guys go that extra mile for me. I have to do the same. I have to do the same. Because you guys deserve that. You guys deserve that from me. And I want to say thank you to Grumpy for the gifted memberships. We still got 2 available. And I think Adega Outlaw still has a couple of available that nobody's clicked on, though. But thank you for the gifted memberships, Grumpy. And thank you, Johnny, Darth Orlena, and Parrothead for joining the CSF Nation. This is what it's all about, guys. This is what I want to offer to you guys that I think is very unique, that I'm confident in. I treat this shit like a Patreon, basically. I hold no qualms about it. So if you guys want to support me further, become a channel member for as little as $1 a month. You get some exclusive art. You get some exclusive art you won't find anywhere else, and some extra goodies on top. And that's all thanks to you guys. I wouldn't have made this possible. This wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you guys. So, other than that, tomorrow, be excited. Tomorrow, Maki's Sketch Diary is returning for page 34. You guys want to see what the page is?
Uh-oh. Page 30. Oh, that's rule 34. Never mind.
Shut up. Well, first, I'm pleased to see this because I'm back doing drawing girls with guns.
Giggity!
Of course, there's a lot of rifles here. Just had this cool idea. Just because I've been playing way too much Nikkei, so little cover action, I guess you could say. So that'll be it. I think tomorrow's video will be the whole modern audience talk that I explained explained today. Other than that, I am going to be on Twitch tonight. We're going to finish out Midnight Club 2 because apparently we're not at 100% yet, which means it's going to get torturous and hard. Frustrating. I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up during the Pro Street stream last night. That was a lot of fun. And everybody who showed up to our Friday stream of Inertial Drift, the Twilight Rivals Edition. Man, that was fun. That was so much fun. And like I said, that was one of my favorite games of 2020 and one of my favorite racing games of the past couple of years. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I absolutely love that game. I was playing a bit of it this morning. So we got plenty of stuff coming for the channel. We're working our way to 2K. Our goal is 2K. And if we were able to work hard to get to that 1K, we're going to do the same for 2K. So at some point, we just need to get we need to get to 1.3. We need to get our butts out of the 1.26 and get to 1.3, and then I'll start putting the hashtag Maki2K for this one. So that is going to be our plan. A 2K before my 33rd birthday, which is May 7th, 2023. So it's a little bet that me and Bruce has. So make it happen, guys. Let's get to 2K before I turn 33 next year. All right. Anyway, that is it. I'm going to have to get out of here. I need to start making the video, and I need to get some lunch or dinner or something.
Yeah, don't look at your gilded.
I don't want to have access to it. Okay. I won't look at my gilded then. Thank you all so much for being here. If you guys can. This was a great stream. I know we got into a very heavy topic, but I think it was much needed, and I think that it's going to be a great week, and it's going to be a lot of great people. There's already a lot of videos of people talking about this. I know Loki is going to talk about this tomorrow on his Mornings of Mischief. JDF, Jason Dave Frank, I think he is the greatest Ranger. I think Tommy will always be the greatest Ranger. Like I said, next Sunday, as to kind of make up for it in a proper way to do a tribute, the next page 35 of Maki Sketch Diary will be a tribute to Jason David Frank. So I hope you guys look forward to that. And you guys look forward to everything I can. I guess you guys can please share the stream out. Please share it out. Let's get some more eyes on here. And if you guys comment, the more you guys comment, the more this stream will show up in the algorithm. And that's what we that's what we want, to get more eyes on our streams of what we do, and let's get some. And you comment, you share it out. It's gonna help. It's gonna help me, and it's gonna help the channel out big time. I love this. I love this job. I love what you're doing here. So that is it for me. I'm gonna get out of here. For Mamabear, for Bruce Lombardo, I am Makini 90, artist, journeyman, and illustrator. And we thank you for tuning in to Makini Live. Until next time, take care, much love, never stop drawing. And to quote Jason David Frank, may the power protect you all. Good night, y'all. Oh, because I know Mads and Bruce is going to remind me. Yes, now I have to update the outro next week. So, thanks, Grumpy. Because I know Mads is going to remind me immediately. Yes, I will have to update the outro next week. So, stay tuned for that. Other than that, all right, we're out of here. Bye, y'all. Live is a Makini Draws production. Makini, Mads Mamabear, and Bruce Lombardo will return next week at the same time.
Okay.